Resistance is futile.
Oh, we assimilated the two board.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Right there. That will drive me crazy. No, I was leaving the cursor directly on Trevor's nose.
Oh yeah.
It's moved now. It was trying to wipe the smudge off of his lip, but then I realized that was intentional.
Hey, I'm growing a thing.
Yeah.
Keep doing it.
I'm working on it. I've never really been much of a growth guy, but I'm working on I'm going full I stopped doing the shaving on this part. I'm going full Van Dyke.
Yeah. It's a grower.
He's my favorite painter. Keep going.
And it is, yes, exactly. It is named after him.
Mm-hmm.
So begins auspiciously the 93rd session of the Roses of Red King.
Mm-hmm.
As we rejoin the party deep in the heart of Dwarven Kingdom of Cass. They've been in town for a couple of days, staying at the court, a bar and tavern that caters particularly to the local sporting teams of Stonewall. And the Roses fit in just fine here. Over the last couple of days, you've been waiting patiently for information about Mirok's request to have his family reinstated in good standing among the Kingdom of Cass. And most of you have just been boozing it up in the tavern and enjoying the downtime. Mirok has been out and about, doing his nerd shit.
Yeah.
Mhm. And on about the third day, a representative from the Dane came to speak with you. But before that happened, let's get back to some of Mirok's nerd shit.
Tight.
So you went to the Stone Road Archive and did some research, and then you went to the Enduring Vault and brought Yanni along with you for that excursion. Where Yanni spent some time in the halls of strategy, and you, Mirok, convinced some of the local man, I am lost for words sometimes. Trying to think of a generic word for people who work at a church. Yeah, that's a good one. Some of the local clergy to check out Yanni and his sudden intense desire for chemical supplement.
Drugs.
Chemical sacrilege.
Las brujas.
Sure.
Exactly. Don't enjoy that.
And with a thorough examination and their years and years of knowledge and history, they did give Miraka their diagnosis. How is it that Mirok is going to take that information?
Yes, they said that it seems like a standard restoration.
I said the word restoration. I didn't mean the spell.
Yeah, lowercase restoration spell it. So hearing that, because I've done heal checks on Yanni, I think that Mirok would probably start with greater restoration, like highest level spell, greater restoration, go down to his heal spell, 1 level down, go down to break enchantment, 5th level. Like just all of my spells that are get rid of shit, starting with the highest. I would work my way down.
So you're attempting to purge Yanni of his desire for inebriants.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Right?
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
That's on you.
Not gonna be a fan of it.
Uh-huh.
I think the only person that doesn't want this to happen is Bort.
Man, live your life. Don't worry.
No, Bort says, let me live your life, man.
Dan, your email is very informative. There was only one part that I found wildly inaccurate, which was the part about the mazes. He said Mirok might spend some time walking the maze or following them with his eyes. And that second part of the sentence, I was like, no, you can't see.
Yeah. We can see, well.
At a certain point, you'd be like, well, I don't know. Yeah, genuinely made me laugh. Oh, I'm very loud.
Well, then like Mira could just be like, oh, fair walk. There it is.
What a sight it would be in the temple that day. Gigantic armored dwarf walking through the air.
The man of the can.
Can
Okay.
Superman. Super can man. Super can, Superman. A dwarf.
You trying to show some leg, Jake? What's going on?
Ooh, yeah. Sassy.
Oh, someone did yoga this week.
So
That's a good
After-
yoga leg.
after 2 weeks, my ass still hurts. So I'm having to lean on one cheek more than the other. Yeah.
Damn, dude. You gotta get that BBL surgery.
I probably should have went to a doctor, but
Do you have a bruise?
yeah.
Like
It was like deep and purple and just like angry. I sat on an ice pack for like 3 days.
Can we see it?
No. Maybe on a private call, Trevor. Also, I'm gonna, I have an OnlyFans for that type of thing. So
Bruise fetish.
That would be a very good handle.
bruise fetish
Bruce fetish.
on your deviant art.
At Bruce fetish. All right, cool.
Okay. So, looking at greater restoration, it says the material component is diamond dust worth about 5,000 gold pieces.
Never used that before.
Well, it's so like regular restoration. The spell is used to dispel permanent negative level. It has a material component of diamond dust worth 1,000 gold pieces. But I think otherwise it's worth 100. But it doesn't specify that the greater restoration has a variant on the cost. I think I might have just had it cost gold, not diamonds.
Whatever.
But yeah, I don't know if you want to spend 5,000 gold pieces as your first effort.
Yeah, I will know if you argue that I will reverse my order and I will start low work high.
I've got 500 gold on me. I can devote to this cause.
Oh no. No. Yeah, well then I would start with my 4th level restoration spell, going to my 5th level break enchantment, then 6th level dispel magic, and then finally greater restoration. So reversing that order.
Okay, so the 4th level is still going to cost 100 gold.
I spend 100 gold.
That does not seem to do anything.
Give me a pencil.
Yes.
You cast a spell and check in with Yanni, and he still wants to partake.
Cool, still down with the sickness. I move up to my 5th level break enchantment.
Smoking drugs, dude. Stop, bro.
While I'm trying to fix
Massive clouds. Giant. It's Delta 8. It's Delta 9. It's Delta 420.
Okay, I need you to make a cast spell check.
Oh my fucking
Yeah.
god. Roll a
You
natural
did it,
1.
baby.
Okay. It's all you. Give me, you have Arcana or Spellcraft?
Yeah, I have spellcraft.
Okay, give me a Spellcraft check.
35.
35. So you are aware that, after casting Break Enchantment and Yanni not feeling any different, that it was your fault, not his, or not that the spell didn't fail. You didn't put the right spin on it.
For break enchantment.
Right. Yeah. Your spellcraft lets you know you failed to cast
Yeah,
spell
I
check.
fucked
It wasn't that the spell was the wrong spell.
Okay, cool. I recast.
That's not saying that for a fact the spell is the right spell.
Yeah, I mean, I still would anyways. So I recast it. Okay. Because I'm aware I fucked up. Still not awesome. It's a 5 on the die plus my level. So 20.
The effect is still present.
One second here. Trying to fix the damage. This is a full spell, of which 7 today. I'm gonna do it one more time.
Okay.
Check. That's significantly better. 30.
A 30.
Yeah.
You actually can feel the resistance and that the spell is pushing against something, and you're close.
I'm gonna do it again. Holy shit. Wow. 19. That's a 19, so it's gonna be a 20 or no,
34.
34, and I'm gonna add an extra die. So it'll be 37.
You really want.
Your action dice are a 4.
A 4, so it'll be
Right,
38.
it's a D10, right?
Yes, yeah, we talked about it last time.
Yeah.
So 38.
All right. So yeah, you feel as though you have removed something that was hanging over Yanni's consciousness, and after several spells being cast on you, Yanni, you no longer feel a desperate desire to get your hands on the next psychedelic.
I start to hug Mirhawk, and then I'm like, oh god, he will not like that at all. So I awkwardly take a step back.
You back.
Yes.
Wow, it's a breakthrough.
It's not a long hug, but it's odd.
Oh yeah, and I'm super awkward about it.
It's not. You're only the second person I've hugged in my entire life.
You guys embrace, and it's like pat, pat, pat. Okay, never mind. We're good.
You want me to talk about weeks then?
Men can't hug each other unless they also hit each other. That's the.
Yep. It's fair.
Cool. I removed something, Yanni. I tell you that I don't super know, but I hope you feel better.
I feel much better. I'll let you know if it comes back.
Okay, yeah, let's just keep an eye on
Did
this.
you inform Yanni about the other?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like benefits.
Yeah.
I don't know what those are.
So like,
Can't imagine what they are.
like friends with benefits. Now that you've hugged.
I think, Dan, I know of one of the benefits. I don't think I know of the other.
Friendship is the benefit.
I double check, because that was a little while ago.
I've got that the dodge bonus ends on the 30th of Yin and Bond. I don't know what day we're on.
You're on the 27th.
Getting there.
So you've got 3 days left of whatever these beneficial, which
Okay.
is good because same goes for the negatives that are on Utrecht.
Cool. Figure. Well, neat. That's all.
He still
Mirac's
keeps
mission.
trying to resist all the spells that Largo casts on him.
Oh
What the hell, Richard? I'm trying to, don't you know, I told you like third level, I just say the important part is that you believe in yourself. You're not believing in yourself, Richard, come on.
I'm so happy. But I can't do drugs to celebrate, so I'll have to find some other way to celebrate. Also, Yanni just put 2 and 2 together that this entire situation is Bort's fault.
I don't know about that.
Oh no.
What was it my fault?
Because you murdered half the party as a giant bear.
So like you're thinking like now that you're not like hooked on drugs, you now are seeing Bort in a different light that maybe all of us kind of worked through in previous sessions. All of us had our time where we were, God damn Bort, but like you're now coming around like, wait a minute.
I'm just late to the party. Like that jackass.
Yeah, he's feeding you drugs the whole time too.
He was, which maybe that was a nice thing. I've got some internal conflict to get through here.
Okay, so it was early on the morning of the 27th that you were approached by Seneschal Ironfold and requested your presence to meet the Dane that evening.
Yeah.
And you were told to dress appropriately for a noble audience.
Yeah.
And we had discussed that being an illusion on Largo's part, correct?
Okay.
Or do we want to teleport to Penteros and speak with Mark?
Absolutely not. That is way too big for us.
Who's this we?
I mean, I would bust up all of my teleport casts if you said, let's go talk to Mark LaFlette. I'd be like, that's a wonderful idea. That's a wonderful idea. When?
We have a dwarf here who is the head of a clan. I would ask Mirok's father, Petrius, what the garb would be. And if we want to do an illusion, that's fine. But I would also defer to Petrius. Is that gauche to show up in front of the king illusioned in the appropriate attire? Because are we trying to deceive him, you know? So, just my 2 cents.
I think that's
You
fair.
won't pass my will save.
I mean, you know better than me.
No, we'll aside.
What is king appropriate attire? I think I just have robes.
Largo has a weird sultan's.
You're a monk. I think robes are appropriate. You got your nice robes with you.
Especially robes
Well,
and board.
Probably get Largo to prestidigitate them for me. Be like, yep, okay, I'm ready. I no longer smell like shit.
I'm just draped in. I'm draped in linen.
All right. Well, I don't have a great mini for Petri, so he's a leprechaun.
Support that.
Very yes. Look at that.
That's my father. Right there.
Boy,
All the way from Galloway.
boy, oh.
Tar.
Spit energy, your old man.
And so you ask him, what would be the appropriate attire for a noble audience, and he's sitting there like trying to remember, looking around the room, trying to not the orcs. They're wearing Stoneball gear, like just looking around, trying to trying to remember what noble people wore.
He's just trying to look for a guy in a suit.
Well, he's been out of cash
like
for,
what's in
for a
style?
while. And as he's doing that, the door opens and a dwarf walks in, and he is wearing like a mithril chain shirt with epaulets, and on one shoulder there's like a shoulder guard with a large sort of emblazoned flame made out of obsidian, inset into the shoulder. And he says, "Oh, just like that," and points at the dwarf that just walked in. The dwarf just, it's like a very cleanly coiffed hair, long black straight beard. Looks like he is, set on business. He's got a very focused, very intense look on his face. And as you all turn over and look at him, you guys hear Uhtred say, "Oh shit."
Here we go. Oh, here's the door.
He comes in. There's two others that have the same epaulets on their shoulders, and they scan the bar. And the first one that walked in points at Uhtred and says, "You son of a motherless pig. How dare you step foot in this city again?"
Roll initiative, baby.
Initiative.
Shit. Oh, it's going down.
Which is
gonna be a brawl.
D12. Tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak.
Street fight. G7.
Okay. It's not great. Not great for one.
I rolled a d20.
Oh, so did I, because I just playing 5th edition last night.
All right. Should I cat? You sure?
I'm good.
I'm gonna get on one of these eggs. Dan, you trying to get one of these eggs?
Nah, I already had the other half dozen yesterday.
Okay.
Ross, let me see that bad boy before you eat it.
This egg.
I'm craving a deviled egg. Yeah, let me
Whip
see
it at the
this.
camera. You
Oh man.
Oh, look at that paprika.
God, I could eat the hell out of that.
get ready.
Thank you, sir. Num 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 num.
Yeah. Pre-brawl egg in. Does
So
Hmm?
is Largo around the size of a stone ball?
Not
Not by
really.
weight.
Right, but just size wise.
Size more.
How, Dan, how big in diameter did you say they were?
Like maybe 15, 16 inches.
Okay, then no. I'm like middle height to a little bit tall for a gnome. I'm 3'2".
Okay. So I can't carry you around like a stone ball. Got it.
I mean, weight wise, he's in the vicinity. But he's light.
I'm 46 pounds. Because I worked out with Uhtred so that I could tug
Yeah,
myself
he's
around.
like around amateur stone ball weight.
but not
I
pro.
am back to thinking you might be useful for stone ball training.
Okay. Largo expresses that he's not sure that he would look good in the, like right before we're about to fight these people. He's like, I'm not sure I would look good in that noble dwarven garb.
Anyone above a 15?
Yeah, I got a 20.
Okay. Above a 10. Or has an 11.
Murak has a 14. Ooh. Good high roll from Mr. Murak.
What about Uhtred?
Uhtred has a 7. He rolled a
I just
5.
wanted to make sure that you did roll.
Yep, he's the red dice.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'm at 7 as well.
Some of Uhtred's are right.
Yeah, I don't know if that guy has like that. We should go back and ask. I'm sure.
Yeah, I
he'd
bet
like,
he'll
he'd
be
like
really
that.
like chill with that.
Yeah. Do you have a nickname?
Can we give you one?
What's your favorite color?
You want to come on with us on wacky adventures?
All right. Yanni.
Okay. First, I want to sense motive on this dude,
Okay.
and that is a 29.
You see murderous rage.
Okay. I see murderous rage and a guy I've never met before. All right. Where is he and where am I?
So it is very cramped. You're here.
Okay. Well, let me just go get in front of this guy.
Okay. Yeah, and he is here.
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
Let me.
all of them appear to be unarmed, though they are wearing like metal gauntlets.
Okay.
Knuckle duster type shit.
So you move and try to get in front of him.
Yeah.
All right.
And okay, he's not armed, right? So I guess I'll be like, okay, hey, we're all friends here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all he's getting from me. If he comes at me, I'm gonna wail on him.
You know, he like does not, you get in front of him and he just kind of like, he shifts over to the side. He's looking around you to see Uhtred,
Okay.
ignoring you as best as you can tell. Mirok.
I want to roll knowledge. I guess it'd be nobility. Like,
Mhm.
to see if I know these guys, like, or what that symbol is. Terrible, absolutely terrible. We're at 16.
16?
Yeah.
Did you have knowledge and ability?
Nope.
I mean, it looks like noble attire. You assume that the crest on the shoulder guard is taking the place of like the little pins that other people are wearing. Like that's probably his clan's symbol. It looks like a black flame.
It's like a swift action to like talk to an ally in like 6
It's a
minutes.
free action. You can talk.
Who tries it? Who is that?
And he says, "It's Zelda's father,
Of what clan?
Black Flame,
Black flag.
Does that mean
Black
anything?
Flame."
That would be fucking really cool. Does that mean anything to me? Okay. Then I hold up my arms and I say, "Sir, we have no quarrel with you." And I start to walk towards him. That's all I do. Okay. So like they're over here. So yeah, I'm like, I get like maybe like I'll take a 5-foot step, not very far. Oh, he's Mira. It's old Mira.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it's my old mate.
Okay.
See a lot of it.
See a lot of me in you.
All right.
Are you holding an action or?
No. I see a noble dude and that wants to start a fight, and we have to meet the king later, so I feel like it's a really bad idea to get in a fight with a noble.
Hell yeah.
Side door opens
Uh-huh.
and several more dwarves pile in,
Uh-huh.
and they're all armored, but not carrying any weapons.
Same sigil breed.
No, these three do not have noble attire on them. They have, you do see pins, but none of it's. From this distance, you can't make out what their pins are. Or
I just witnessed this interaction between Mirak and Uhtred, where Mirak asks, "Who is that?" And Uhtred says, "It's my father-in-law." And I'm holding a tankard of ale, and I go, and as a free action, I slap Uhtred on the ass, and I say, "Oh, this is gonna be good." And I walk around Uhtred, and I move over towards the orcs at this table.
Yeah.
And I walk up to them as this milieu is happening around them as these dwarves walk in. And I guess, do I get another, can I say another thing, or is that a standard action?
I mean, if it's really short.
In Orcish, I say, you boys like a scrap?
Like they, you know, the first guy busted in and yelled at Uhtred, and then you know these other guys came in, and the orcs were all like, they're all half orcs,
yeah.
But like yeah, no, the drinks are going down on the table, like you know, and you guys have seen there was a tavern brawl in here when you guys came in, so
Bro.
like they're getting primed.
Does that count? Can I say that as a free action and hold an action of smashing a tankard into a shitty dwarf's face?
Okay, so you say if one of the encroaching dwarves gets near you, you're gonna hit him with the tank. Okay, sure.
But
Yeah,
I
you
say
can hold that in.
I say to these boys, "You boys like a scrap?"
They're kind of just like taking in the situation, so they haven't answered you.
It's fun. I am grinning toothfully as I say this, orcally.
All right. So, this one, the guy that came in and yelled at Uhtred, goes around Yanni. Is Yanni going to do something, or is he just gonna?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab him on the shoulder. And again, I'm gonna say, really, don't go over there.
Okay. So like mechanically, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to stop him. Like, hey, don't.
Completely ignoring you.
Okay, well,
Really, you trying to like grapple him? Like,
no, I'm just gonna yell, Uhtred, he's coming, and I'm gonna turn on the other two.
Okay.
I feel confident Uhtred can handle a one-on-one fight with whoever that is. Clearly, they've got issues.
Yanni didn't hear. This is the dad. This is Daddy O.
And he.
no, that's not the father-in-law. It's one of his goons, right?
No, that's
him.
Siffy's pet.
that is Einar Blackflame.
Of Clan Black Flame.
Clan Blackflame.
Wow.
Father of Thesnelda Blackflame. And he walks up and kind of like shoves Einar aside as he gets up there and just reels back with his fist, punches Uhtred in the face. It's hard
Oh
to
yeah.
So Einar is punching Uhtred in the face?
Yeah.
He shoved your dad aside.
My dad?
Yeah.
My pop
He walked by your dad.
My pop
and
pop?
popped Uhtred.
I don't.
Yeah.
No one touches my father.
I would just say, let's let this play out. No one start attacking anybody. I mean, all he did was fucking punch him. Uhtred probably deserves a couple more punches.
Uhtred needs to make a fortitude save.
It's a hell of a wallop. It's not great.
It's not a good one.
He's shaking his boots.
23. 23.
That's a hit.
Huh? Okay.
That's-
Sounds
It
like
was
close
a
though.
long fucking shot on that one.
Sounds like it was close though.
For the punch,
It was pretty close.
Yeah.
is it like a sick punch?
It's a knockout punch.
Oh, tight.
It would have knocked him unconscious.
That sounded fucking awesome.
Mike
Especially
Tyson.
since Glenn's not here. He's like, oh, you weren't here? You got knocked out.
First round punch.
But yeah, he does take 11 points of damage.
Does he like spit out a tooth?
No. He grew up drinking a lot of milk. He's got really good bone structure.
Jumps.
And the so these two dwarves kind of move over, kind of trying to see if they can figure out what exactly is going to go about to go down. They're more stone ball players. The orcs look around, and now all of the tankards are on the table, and they're starting to get up, and one of them says in orcish to the other three, "That one's a noble. This is not worth it. Sit down." And the other three sit down.
Okay. They're here for sports.
Largo.
Did I hear what Mirak and Uhtred were talking about?
Do you speak Dwarvish?
I've been casting Cuno. I was
Okay.
casting Cuno language every morning for them to
Okay.
function here.
Well, that
I don't. I speak Orcish, but I don't speak Dwarvish.
Where's I'll check.
Well, I mean, the dwarves that came in were speaking Dwarvish, but Mirak and I don't know if Mirak and Uhtred exchanged that back and forth in Dwarvish or in Common.
Yeah, so it's a 24-hour spell, but when it's communal, you can divide it in 1 hour increments. So people basically have it for 4 hours, right? 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 24. 4 hours.
Okay, so this is this is like before noon. It's probably 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning.
So I should be fast.
So
Thank
every-
you. So I heard it.
Yep. You heard everything and you understood everything that was said.
All right, I'm gonna diplomacy, focusing at the big bruiser who just punched Uhtred in the face. Oh, it didn't fall out of the tower super well. Okay, so that's a 15 on the
Wait,
die.
hold on. What are you trying to do with this?
I am trying to tell him that Thisnelda is alive. Uhtred deserved that punch, but it's time to sit down and talk.
Okay. To change someone's attitude takes a minute of talking.
Well, I'm gonna cast calm emotions.
Okay.
And I'm also gonna say, while I'm casting that, Sir Thisnelda is alive and well. I think it's time you and Uhtred had a long conversation.
Okay. What is the DC on calm emotions is like that's an area effect, right? It's not a
It is
single
an area effect. And 20-foot radius spread, concentration up to 1 round per level, and I'm casting it as shadow evocation. So right, my shadow shadow enchantment, my bad. So that's 3rd level. So we're looking at a DC of 24.
Okay, so that's gonna do the entire room.
That's fine.
So everybody has to make this.
Yeah.
Or it's not making the save.
It's a will save DC 24. Is that
Yep,
what I
we'll
heard?
say DC 24. If this backfires, I apologize, but we can't be fighting these people.
Oh boy, I rolled a natural 17. I passed with flying colors. Mind tricks don't work on me, Largo.
He the the dwarf that just punched Uhtred grits his teeth and says, "Keep your filthy lies in your own ugly mug, imp." And
Right.
Uhtred's turn. Did he make his will save?
He has a 16.
He said, "Okay, so he's calm.
Okay, cool.
He will not attack."
Yeah, Uhtred. I think it's Uhtred. Einar, I understand, but you got to hear me out. Your daughter is alive. I went into a storybook and saved her.
All right. After Uhtred, the server goes back into the corner. This server kind of backs up behind this table.
Seen it 1,000 times.
The let's see. The bard in the corner who's been playing the drum. Figure you so he is probably the only person who is not in range of the calm emotions.
Cool.
And he's like cool.
Not helping. Uh-huh.
I'm assuming he's backing up the noble.
The bartender like picks all the glass mugs off of the, just like kind of pull and puts them down. They know how this works.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that brings us back to Yanni.
So if you want me to roll like a perception or something, I want to see if the two guards in front of me are cool, if they're gonna attack, would that be a sense motive or maybe perception? What do you think?
Yeah, that would be a sense motive.
All right. Oh, dude, 19 on the die. That's a big one.
Wow.
42.
Okay. Amazingly enough, they also seem aggravated and unhappy. They do not seem calm.
Noted. Okay, so I'm just gonna like stay where I am, I guess, and just hold my hands out and like just let's all let calmer heads prevail here.
The ones behind the orc table have kind of just like their whole bodies have relaxed and their shoulders have gone slack, and they are no longer as tense as they once were. Mirak.
Have they continued to move?
No.
No, they've stopped moving.
Oh, that wasn't their turn yet.
This guy was mean to my dad. I'm going to turn around and get Einar's attention. It's like he just punched Uhtred.
Tap him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You don't know how you're gonna get Einar's attention.
Well, so what I want to do is I want to walk up and grab him and say Einar, and then I want to touch this table and I want to plane shift this table out of existence. And I want to say, if you value your life, you'll stop this now. And I want to intimidate him.
That is wicked.
It's like it's gone.
So, I mean, do you want to like plane shift the table first so you can get to him? Like,
The most important thing is I want him to see it. Like I want us to be aware of like, oh, this is not a bar fight. I'm dealing with a different cut,
So plane shift says creature touched.
Oh, it can't be an object. Okay. All right, then never mind.
Yeah.
In that case, I would cast silence on the bards.
On the bard? The
Yeah.
drum guy?
The drum guy, because I don't know where he stands in this.
Where is he? He's in the corner. Over here.
He's just the
Dwarf with a drum.
he's
Okay.
juicing the
Oh, Yeah, then in that case, I will cast silence on him. So it's a 30-foot radius from that corner.
Point. Okay. So yeah. Dum 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 dum.
Fuck you, dude. You're not helping.
And 30-foot radius is going to that is going to include you, Mira.
Yeah, that's cool. But I'm like right at the edge of it.
Yeah, you're right at the edge. Not gonna hit Bort. Pretty much anybody to this side of Mirok is out of it. Anybody to this side is in it.
All right, that's all I do.
All right. So these guys step in and seeing Yanni looking interested in fighting, they take swings at him.
Oh,
I didn't instigate it.
they're ready to scrap.
Yeah. Largo, I think at this point we just have to non-lethally beat him down.
If only there was a monk in your party.
Yeah, I think it's the dwarven way.
I don't think that them rolling a 3 and a 4 is going to hit Yanni.
Not quite.
Right. Bort.
I'm holding an action. I am still vocal. I can still speak.
Mm-hmm.
But the orcs adjacent to me are silenced.
Yeah, they've all of a sudden, like, everything on that side of the room has gone dead silent.
Mm-hmm. I am still holding my action, but I say to the orcs, yeah, I guess this happens here all the time. I mean, I'm ready for a beatdown at Donnybrook. Really want to. I've heard a lot about what is this? The court. Let's smash it up, boys. You ready to beat some dwarves? You ready to beat the locals?
And the orcs are all just see Bort.
Oh, they can't hear me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Einar takes full attack on Uhtred.
Cool.
Yeah. And it's a 25 and a 26 to hit.
Both will hit.
For 25 points of damage.
Okay.
And Uhtred is no longer calm.
Yep.
Calmed. Actually, does any offensive thing ruin the entire effect or just the effect on the individual?
I think it's just the effect on the individual. I have it pulled up. Any aggressive action against or damage dealt to a calmed creature immediately breaks the spell on all calmed creatures.
Okay, so
Bort's done talking.
yeah,
Stab.
You had me.
So the Stoneball dwarves are still like kind of eyeing things out. Doesn't look like the noble dwarves need any help, and they're definitely not going to fight against the noble dwarves. So they're just kind of like checking things out. The orcs are two of them are like yelling as loud as they can, but no sound is coming out. And they're getting a little weirded out and agitated, but none make a move to attack anybody yet. Largo.
I cast Dominate Person in the form of Greater Shadow enchantment on one of the dwarves attacking Yanni. DC 29. Twice.
Okay. That is a fail.
If I get to say one command before the end of my round, that command would be for that dwarf to yell at the top of his lungs in Dwarvish, my brain is being controlled by this gnome and we should all be scared of him.
Which he does in the
In
area of
silence.
silence.
Silence, yep.
Oh, it's still silence? Well, I'll learn from my mistake next round.
All right, Uhtred.
How tall are these ceilings?
Well, this area is more open, so 14 feet.
Great. Uhtred becomes a raging fire giant because on its sheet it says he's 14 feet tall.
Is he wearing the skin of an intelligent humanoid in the city?
I don't know. He's been wearing it in a lot of other places.
Yeah, I said early on it's gauche.
All right. Then we'll
He
see
is
what's up.
nothing if not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. He's a coarse
He's-
dude, and I don't think any dwarves would have a problem with him wearing
Right.
the skin of a fire giant. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, so fine.
I mean, do you-
and you answered.
He's the guy.
Just don't take a piss and vinegar out of this homeboy. He's all right in my book.
Here we go.
And he raises up and like knocks. He's like wearing a chandelier now.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
the roof
It's that.
is 14 feet, but there's stuff in the way.
Oh yeah. He's just pissed. And he's gonna attempt to grapple Einar.
Okay.
Pick him up
Yeah,
like a
just
stone ball.
All right. So Einar gets an attack of opportunity since Uhtred does not have improved grapple. Fair. And that is going to hit a 25
Yeah.
for 10 points damage. So it hits.
Okay.
And then Uhtred can make a grapple check.
Just a D20.
That's CMB. Actually, I think he also has to add the damage taken from the. I think he has to add the damage taken as, to the DC. So what did he get for that grapple attempt?
So yeah, 14 on the die. CMB is 29. So 43.
43
He took 10
and
damage.
10 damage. Okay, so that drops down to a 33, but he is successful. He does pick up Einar.
Cool. He's got Einar.
And he's on fire, right?
He's like a massive flame dude. Yeah.
He's not on fire.
Okay. He's just a fire
That's
giant.
what you can do when you're grappling.
Okay, thanks.
When he rages, he goes on fire.
No, that was on the breastplate that he had, that he replaced
Gotcha.
with the
With
fire.
the fire. Gotcha. He
So-
doesn't go Super Saiyan.
So sorry, Dan, stupid question. So fire giants are just immune to fire, but they're not on fire. Yeah, just
Fire giants are immune to fire.
right.
Uhtred, as a fire giant, has resistance to fire, 20 points.
Okay,
He's not a true fire giant.
right.
He's under the effect of a spell that makes him like a fire giant.
And he's a giant Uhtred.
All right. Both of the barmaids scream. One of them can be heard. Yanni,
So I haven't heard a
Guy
thing.
hustles into the back room.
So I haven't heard a thing, and I just got attacked by 2 guards.
Yeah, two dwarves that have like short black hair, sort of medium length black beards, and the two of them look identical to each other.
Okay.
Keely and Keely.
So they swung first. I am, to
Warning.
quote a television show, I am justified.
Oh.
So I'm going to attack both of them with stunning fists.
Okay.
One and then the other.
All right.
I guess I'll start with the one on the right.
Okay.
And that is a 35 to hit on the first.
That will hit.
And that DC, one moment, is, so that's a fortitude to DC 22.
Okay, he fails.
Okay. I'm just gonna attack the other one now to try to stun him. That is a trash roll. That is a 29 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. Same save.
He fails.
Cool. So they're both stunned.
Yeah.
All right, then I'm done. I'll just stand there, and if they attack me again, I'll do it again.
Okay. Mirak.
I cast Dispel Magic on my own silence effect to remove it.
You can just dismiss it as a standard action.
I can just dismiss it? Okay, go on,
Yeah.
sure. I dismiss it as a standard action. And then I look at Uhtred, and then Uhtred, who's holding Einar, yells, "Lay down your weapons! I have no quarrel with your liege!" To the rest of the dwarves.
He says that as he's like bear hugging.
Yeah, I mentioned he's like got him in like one hand, he's huge, and he's just like knock it off.
He can try to grapple somebody with one hand, but he takes a -20 penalty to his grapple check.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's got the dude, and he's basically like, I got your guy. I don't have a fight with him. Knock this off. So he's trying to communicate.
All right, but it's Mirak's turn right
Yeah, I'm saying that's all I do. I look at him to indicate so he can say it as a free action.
Okay. All right.
I've been also healing him. So it's 20.
Those 2 dwarves are stunned. These 3 dwarves charge Uhtred.
Wow.
And that one passing you triggers your ready to action. So you want to smash him with your stein?
I do.
Okay.
Right face.
Make an attack roll.
Natural 20.
Oh God, you killed him.
All right, so I'll say, do you want to crit that or?
I do.
Okay. Do you want to action die it or just roll again?
I'll just roll again. 15 on the die.
Okay, that'll work. So you just like, he comes running and you just slam the stein into his face. It explodes and he like knocked off of his feet, just lands prone on his back. The other 2 kind of hop over him and charge Uhtred. But you've laid that one out. And 2 that charge Uhtred just start wailing on him. Oh, yeah. Both of those are going to hit for 5 and 4 points of damage. And one of them yells out, "Lord Blackflame said you were a monster, but I thought it was just a exaggeration." You didn't hear that, did you?
No, I caught the end of it. It sounded really
Said-
cool.
yeah, it's one of the dwarves that charges Uhtred was like punching him in the knees. He's like, "Lord Blackflame said you were a monster, but I thought it was just an exaggeration."
It's quite literal.
And then the other 2 are stunned. 4.
As a free action, I reach out after just smashing this dude to the ground in front of this table full of other half orcs. I like kind of point over my shoulder with the one thumb, like in the general direction of Uhtred, because I assume these guys are all looking at him. As a free action, say, "You ever seen one of those before?" And I grab the abandoned tankard of the orc who's looking in aghast at the fire giant who's appeared behind him. I pick up his tankard, I turn, and I smash the dwarf behind me who just ran past me in the back of the head with the other tankard.
Okay. Give me an tackle.
Do I get an attack bonus with the tankard?
No, you get an attack penalty. That's an improvised weapon.
Okay, what's my attack penalty?
It's going to be a -2.
And I get no attack bonus whatsoever.
You get the
Do I get a base
your
attack
base attack
bonus?
bonus, and I'll say that this is this is not a finesse weapon.
No.
It is a bludgeoning.
Oh, yeah.
So it is you're going to use your strength bonus to
Uh-huh.
modify it. So your base attack bonus plus your strength bonus -2.
Okay, strength modifier.
Yeah.
So it's like a combat maneuver bonus, basically.
No,
No.
base attack.
Okay. 24 to hit.
24.
Yeah.
Okay. That will hit.
All right.
And it's not going to do a lot of damage. It's just 1d3 points of damage.
It's great.
But you do, that's a d4. It's a little d6 and divide by 2. One. Okay.
Mhm.
And you don't have, do you have a strength bonus? You don't have a strength.
No.
You just crack a clay stein across the back of this guy's head. It shatters, and you do 1 point of damage to him.
Cool. What's on that 20?
No, that was the nat 20 floored the guy.
Okay.
And he's like out cold
Nice.
after getting dropped with a tankard to the face.
It's pretty cool.
It's great. That's perfect. Just a smash to the back of the head, and I'm just standing right behind him.
So Einar being grabbed by Uhtred.
Jen, before I go,
Okay.
I didn't have to move.
Right. You didn't have to. So you can move if you want to.
Can I have a ready to action?
No.
No.
No, you have to use a standard action to ready an action.
Gotcha. Okay. I do that, and I just turn back to the table of orcs and smile at them.
They just look absolutely bewildered, like they're like, oh sweet, a bar fight. Oh shit, it's a noble. Holy shit, I can't hear anything. What happened? Did I go deaf? Oh my god, it's a fucking giant. And this other random orc is like, hey man, smash. I'm fucking with the nobles. So they're just like,
We're having a good time.
Einar is struggling. He's just like elbowing Uhtred in the gut, which he can still do while being grappled.
Go for it.
Okay, well, one of those is a natural 20.
Ooh.
The other one is going to hit a 15, which I think, is that going to hit?
I don't think that'll hit damage. I think he's an 18. Yeah, he has an AC of 18.
Okay. All right. Well, the nat 20 succeeds in critting. 15. 27 points of damage.
Bar fight. Yeah, I've had things stuck in my head this whole time.
And he says,
What foul devilry is this? Fight me like a dwarf, you bastard dog.
fight me like a bastard. Fight me like a dwarf, you bastard dog.
Yeah, I'm saying Uhtred raising, being from a dog racing family. How that?
Yeah, he knows that.
Yeah.
He knows Uhtred.
Yeah.
The two stone ball dwarves come up around Largo, seeing him casting spells and being companions with this fire giant, and they decide to go in on the side of the dwarven noble, and they start wailing on Largo.
Yes.
All right.
AC at 23.
Yeah, their threes are not going to hit. 2 natural 3s on the dice.
In my head canon, I've been teaching Largo how to stick and move. He's taking up the box in his spare time.
All right. The Stoneball orcs sort of back away. They're not into this. They are trying to avoid whatever the fuck is going on here.
It's too early in the day.
They already know that there's a racism against their kind in this city, and throwing down, they just want to. They don't want to be associated with Bort, whatever the fuck Bort is doing. Largo, it's worth a shot.
Can I take a 5-foot step back from both of them? How did they approach me?
You can't take a 5-foot step away from both of them. You can take a 5-foot step away. Yeah, you can get away from one of them.
What level is Charm Person Mass, Dan? Is that in my Shadow Enchantment? I'm looking.
Okay. Shadow enchant. It's not. It's. Mass Charm Person is in Greater Shadow Enchantment. Yeah.
Okay. Did you say it's not? I'm not seeing it.
It is.
It is. Okay.
I believe it's level 5.
Level 5 duration, 1 day per level. Jesus Christ.
Let me look it up real quick, so I'm not relying on y'all. I didn't see it in my spreadsheet. All right. So
Yep, it's 5.
I cast like Charm Person on both the dwarves that are attacking me after attempting to cast defensively.
Okay.
And it would be against attack of opportunities. I got a 19 on the die.
Okay,
I
so
think
that
we're
would
gonna be
be
fine.
DC would be 15 plus double the spell level, which I'm sure that your 19 plus 15 plus your charisma bonus is going to
Yep.
successfully accomplish.
I'm gonna be all right. Well over 30. Especially because it's against an attack of opportunity and I have +4. So yeah, and I cast Charm Person on both of them.
Okay.
So it will be a DC 29.
Neither one of them rolled a natural 20, so they're both charmed.
All right, cool. I say, right, quite loudly, I say, this is a matter between Uhtred and that other guy, and no one ought get involved.
Okay. Uhtred, being a surprisingly intelligent person sometimes, says down to Largo, get the Znelda.
She wins.
I was wondering if I should do that. I could just teleport to her and get her. I know where she's at, right?
Yeah, she's at Uhtred's house in Tarnholm, or you assume.
I mutter under my breath, I'll probably be right back.
Okay. The bard like taps the drum, like you can hear shit again. And, oh.
You can't stop the arts.
Yanni.
So,
The dwarves are no longer stunned.
Is Uhtred good to go?
okay.
Oh, yeah, sure. What does Uhtred want to do?
I mean, so he doesn't do anything, but he says similar to what you're kind of pushing out Largo. He's got Einar grappled and he says, I'm not here to fight you, Einar. I'm here to tell you of your grandson. And he just lets that land. Like, I'm here, you have a grandson. And Einar could start. I have a
Okay.
grandson, my daughter's alive.
Yanni.
I didn't roll damage before, or
Mhm.
tell you what that was. If you want it, I can give it to you really quick.
It did do damage, so.
One took 18, the other 17.
18 and 17?
Correct. I'm not raging. I'm not trying to kill people. So, seeing as they're not stunned, I'm going to do another sense motive and see if that took the fight out of them.
Go ahead and give me a sense motive check.
Oh, for the love of, yep, that's a natural one. So that gets me a 13 sense motive.
Okay. I mean, they still seem to be outwardly rather hostile.
Okay, yeah, I'll just rinse, wash, repeat. I'll stunning fist them both again.
Okay.
First is a 38 to hit,
That'll hit.
and the second is a natural 1.
Okay. All right. Well, the first fails their saving throw.
Cool. What do you want to do about that natural 1?
Natural 1. You go in for that punch on that guy, and he kind of like hooks your arm, and just like kind of like yanks you off balance, and it takes your flurry to an end.
Okay.
So the first one is stunned. The second one, somehow miraculously manages to avoid your hit and kind of shut down the flurry of attacks that you used to performing Mirok.
It's grappled. Which dwarves are still active? Like not charmed or stunned?
These two, that one's on the ground, looks like it's gonna try to get up, and these two, one of those is stunned.
1 6 damage to the Richard. And yeah. So the two that are nearest Uhtred, they're armed, right? I'm gonna cast.
No, they're all using like gauntlets. None of them have weapons.
Okay, it still works. I was gonna cast warp metal on one of them, so like
Okay.
gauntlets.
Yeah.
My hand.
My beautiful
I can
hand.
fix it in post. It's fine.
Let's go.
Like that episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a hand model, Jerry.
Puffy shirt. Is there a save on that?
That's what I'm checking right now. Saving throws and will save.
Okay.
It's a level 4 spell.
Okay, he fails.
His hands just crumple arthritically into
Oh, my mother gave me those clothes.
across the right. You're fine. It's a passing thing.
I mean, that's a good way, just like crunching people's gauntlets. Like, there's no.
What are you gonna do now?
What are you gonna do?
What are you
You
gonna do now,
can't hold anything. You're done. You can just use your palsied club to
Punch, but then it was just like.
Well, okay,
it's
so-
like, toward it. Yeah.
So they're gauntlets, right?
Yeah.
They're made of numerous pieces of segmented metal.
Yeah, chainmail. Imagine.
So you don't like make them crumple up onto each other.
Mhm.
All of the individual segments warp and just like more like ping, 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 and like
I break it.
you just the gauntlets just
All
all
right.
the rivets pop out, the plates, the segments all warp, and it just like he's no longer wearing gauntlets. He's wearing chunks of metal that are somewhat attached to his hands.
I go, hey! Does he look? Does he look over at me?
Yeah.
I don't look.
I like that, and I also like the idea of like it's like, oh, they're oven mitts. You've got like Lego man hands. They're just
Soft and
Just-
useless.
just like hard, just fixed in like this lobster because you can Lego.
And
Well, and maybe Mirak can research a fuse metal.
Yeah, you little.
That would be pretty good.
worked okay on the Durger.
Um,
I'm learning.
Yeah. So the
No weapon poses a -4 on attack rolls. So that's really the functional benefit. Yeah.
So they continue punching Uhtred, one of them with a significant penalty. Which is amazing. He's the one that rolled a natural 20.
But just his raw fist is just
My mother gave me those gauntlets.
he's pissed.
He's got a reason to live.
Yeah, the other one is not gonna hit on a 13. Okay, and there's no crit there. Does not succeed on confirming critical, and Uhtred takes 3 points of damage. No, 4 points of damage. Wait, 5 points of damage. Sorry.
Okay.
4 minus 1.
Alright.
You're taking the
Yep.
damage reduction into account.
Ooh, I'm not. No, I wasn't. I was just counting my lifeline.
Since he's raged, he's gotten damage reduction on all these attacks.
Okay, good one.
And the dwarf who is not stunned is going to try to punch Yanni. I'm almost absolutely sure this is not going to go anywhere. Natural 19 is not going to hit.
Wow,
That is fucking
it's
insane.
very cool.
Well, he's level 4.
Okay.
19.
Still.
Your armor is 30 something?
33 at the moment. Yeah.
Not gonna hit. So that's it for the Black Flame Dwarves. Bort. Oh wait, no, this guy stands up.
This guy stands up.
And he does so as a standard action, so it's not going to invoke attacks of opportunity. And he squares up on you.
It is my turn.
It is your turn.
As a free action to the half orcs that just vacated the table, I go, oh, come on, guys. And I grab 2 steins from the table and I use my 2-weapon fighting ability and I smash both of the steins on the head of the dwarf in front of me.
Okay.
And as a second free action, I say, it's called Stein Ball. As I hit him.
Yes.
So I'm going to roll 2 Stein improvised weapon attacks. A 22 to hit and a 39 to hit.
Those will hit.
And I'm going to roll 2 and 0.5.
Oh, 1.
1. I just get the 1. It's
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
So for a combined 3 points of damage
Okay.
to this guy. And there is broken pot, stoneware, and ale all over him, and he's all wet and sticky.
All right. Yeah, Einar continues trying to just bludgeon Uhtred from the bear hug that he is in. And he's just yelling, cheat, cur,
Yeah.
son of a dog. And that is a 21 and a 19 to hit
Both will hit.
for 27 points of damage.
Okay.
But,
DR4
right, twice.
twice. So DR8. 27, so it's 19. Okay, cool.
And
Which should be feeling quite fine.
Stoneball dwarves are kind of like looking at Largo and they like reach, hey, are you okay, dude? Oh, we're so sorry. We didn't, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they're friends now.
They're like, eh.
They all of a sudden are like, oh shit, we just tried to punch our best friend. Fuck.
We had an emotional moment. Everyone has emotional moments. The important part is that we remain cordial to each other from this point forward.
Largo, your turn.
And I go, actually, you know what? If you could just remain cordial in general, I'm going to be right back. And then I cast teleport, focusing on the fucking place I need to go, which is Uhtred's spot. So here I go. I get a 30.
Okay, you pop up. All right, so it's like 10:30 in the morning.
Yep, here I am.
You've been in Uhtred's house. You know the
Yep.
layout. Considering the time of day and that you're looking for Thusnelda, where are you going in his house? Where are you trying to land?
I am trying to land in the kitchen because I think this might be a point in the day where Siffy might need a snack.
Okay.
That was a good save from sexism. You really fucking.
As soon as I said kitchen, I was like, well,
It's the heart of the
no, this is the thought.
All right.
I was coming at you loaded for bear, but you saved yourself.
All right. So you disappear, wink out of existence in Cass, and appear in Uhtred's kitchen in Tarnholm, where Siffy and Thusnelda are sitting at the table, and Siffy is building something out of stone blocks on the kitchen table. And there is what appears to be something like a sliced apple sitting on the table with them.
I look at Thusnelda and I'd be like, I'm sure you're surprised, but hear me out. And that's probably all the time I have. So to be continued.
All right, Uhtred.
Okay, Uhtred sees Largo wink out of existence, so he knows he's going to get this Nelda. Can he dispel his giantiness as like a swift action? How does that work?
He can.
And can you do multiple swift actions in a round?
You can't do multiple swift.
Okay.
You can do one swift. You can do as many free as you want to. You can do one standard, one move, or you can give up all of that stuff for full attack or full action.
Okay.
Let me just.
I think it should work out fine.
So it will end when the wearer commands, and that would generally speaking be a standard action.
Okay. I release Einar as a free action.
Mhm.
I reduce my giantism as my standard action. And then as another standard action, or sorry, as a free action, as another free action, I say, Einar, your daughter is alive. She's carrying my son, your grandson, Einar Houndson. And then that's the end of my round.
Okay. All right, and yeah, the bard in the corner, keen ear listening to Uhtred's announcement.
Mm-hmm.
is going, dun 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 dun.
Nice. Some real Christopher Nolan shit.
Yanni.
Okay, so this dude caught my hand. I'm gonna trip him. Fuck that guy.
All right, the other one is no longer stunned at the start of your round. So.
Yeah, I'll get to him. All right, for the trip, I rolled a natural 2, baby. That's a CMB of 25. Yeah, 25.
Okay. Remember when I said these guys are level 4?
That's right. Right. Hell yeah, my natural 2 gets him. Okay, and then I'll just stun and fist the other guy again.
Yeah, the only rolls that matter in this fight are going to be 1s and 20s.
Mm-hmm. Should have been a decent amount.
All right, here we go. Not a natural 1 to attack this guy. Rolled a 4.
That'll hit.
Cool. So another fortitude save for that guy. And he took 21 points of damage from the last one.
Okay.
Let me I'll roll damage for this one really quickly as well.
Okay. He fails his fortitude save.
And that is,
His fortitude's not bad. He's rolling very well.
so that was 16 points of damage for that one.
Okay. And the other one is tripped?
Yep.
Yeah, he's off the sauce, but he's still tripping.
Is that it for Yanni?
Nice.
Can I just sit down on the guy I tripped?
I would say that would be a pin attempt on a grapple, so no.
Okay. Then I'll just stand over him. If he tries to get up, I'll fuck with him then.
Yeah. Well, if they stand up as a move action, it provokes an attack of opportunity. If they stand up as a standard action, then they don't get it to do anything. It doesn't provoke an attack.
Can Yanni attack with his butt to sit on him?
Yanni is a weapon. Every part of his body can be used to attack.
Exactly. There you go, Yanni.
Mirak.
Seeing Largo disappear. I'm taking damage. Since things I don't want to do anything super offensive right now. I'm going to warp the metal of the other dude. Same thing.
Okay. Okay, what's the
It's a will save.
yeah, you got a 17, so that fails, right?
It's a level 4 spell. So it's the level plus my
I
cast.
mean,
roll.
that's a 20 at least for you.
Yeah. Okay, then yeah, it fails.
Yep. So another set of gauntlets,
And then another.
You're working into that. You're working that into the somatic components of the
Yeah.
love metal.
Now this one's coming into play. Stop punching my friend.
Okay. The two of them seeing that like Uhtred is basically kind of just ignoring the attacks and not, and then he turned from a dwarf into a giant and back into a dwarf. They're getting a little unsettled. They do not continue attacking.
I'll do it.
The other one,
The one that I smashed.
the
two
one
cups on.
he's just fucking livid at the half dwarf who's taking these liberties.
I'll bet he is.
So he does take a swing at
Not
Dort.
Oh, yeah,
Not even close.
yeah.
The one that was tripped, he's gonna stand up as a move action, so he does incur an attack of opportunity from Yanni.
Well, I guess I'll knock a hell out of him.
What attack? What attack?
Yeah, dude, teabag
Uh,
him.
I rolled a natural 20.
It's 10 for each ball, dude.
Okay.
The reverse monk sack tap.
Let me
Sack tap.
let me roll to confirm that. That was a 12 on the die. I'm assuming that'll confirm.
Yeah, that'll confirm.
Fist to nut style. How do you like it?
So here we go.
That's a lot of nuts.
We've purposely trained him wrong.
So that hits for 38 points of damage.
Okay.
That's more than half that guy's hit points. Yeah. Level 4 though. That's a big chunk there.
Now they look equally beat to shit. Which is handy for them being twins.
Mhm.
Or
The guy.
all
who-
out of steins.
No.
Well, to get to the last two, you'd have to like get way over
Oh man, but okay. Here's what I want to do.
there.
Tell me if I can do this. So I want to intimidate the guy in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll to intimidate?
Yeah.
Not awesome. 19 to intimidate this guy.
All right. So the DC to intimidate is 10 plus the target's hit dice plus their wisdom modifier.
Okay.
So he, takes a step back and like gets you're
I-
successful.
And as I intimidate him, I want to say, sit the fuck down. Drink this. And I want to like back him into like the bench behind him. And then as a move action, I want to hand him one of the 2 remaining ales on the table because I've smashed 3 ales from 5 half orcs. I want to hand him one and then I want to pick one up and drink it. Do I successfully do that?
So yeah, for theatrical
Mhm.
value, you get in his face, grab the 2 ales, shove one into his hands, and he just like takes it, and just stares at you.
It's a free action. I say, I'm gonna call you Gary.
It starts again.
All right.
You want to be the king of the dwarves, Gary?
It's king juice. Yeah. Einar just screams in Uhtred's face.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what sick game you were playing.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna work with this now.
Okay, so 21 and a 29.
Yeah, the 21 does not hit now unless I take any penalties for going back down from
Are you
raging.
still raging?
Yeah, because I would take a penalty but stop raging, right? Yeah, so I'm still raging, so those both hit.
Okay, so that's 8 points of damage and 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And stone ball dwarves are confused and considering joining in, but not. What's your dad doing?
So I think
I'm almost expecting like your dad's like, oh no, this is not going to end well.
yeah, because I'm thinking he sees who Einar is. I imagine he knows who Einar is. and it was not a good idea to fight him. So I would imagine my dad, to make this make sense, I think he would probably go to the Stonewall guys and go like, hey, listen, boys, listen, lads, if you don't want to get in on this one, we're kind of trying to let them know what's up, and that's going to explain why the Stonewall guys aren't fucking jumping into the fray.
That's good.
Yeah.
Largo.
So I'm in front of Siffy. I've already said, I'm sure you're surprised.
Mhm.
And then I say,
And Cindy's like, Largo!
yeah,
I was like, why are you in my kitchen?
in 6 seconds, I say, emergency, Cass, your father, don't want to hurt him bad. And then I look to Siffy and I go, fun time, little Queasy, see daddy. And then I like reach out and I say, touch me.
Yeah, Thesnelda is listening and confused, and then the light bulb goes on, and she grabs Siffy's hand and grabs your hand, and Siffy kind of like Siffy has no idea what the fuck you were just trying to tell her.
Yeah,
because she's 4 or 5 or whatever.
Simple
But
words.
seeing
didn't
that
work,
everybody's
that's fine.
grabbing each other's hand, she grabs Uncle Largo's hand, and I assume you cast teleport.
I go, "Shwhoop." And I'm looking it up. I mean, is it a familiar place to me at this point?
I don't know about familiar.
Okay.
But we're us.
I'm thinking like a 90 or sorry, like a 10 or lower would fail because I'm familiar with the spot.
Then
It's, I mean, yeah, you'd have to roll really bad.
don't.
Let's see.
No, your daughter's alive. Trust us. And then she's just shunting through rock for
I
my.
rolled a 31.
Okay, you're fine.
We pop back into existence, fellas.
Okay. So Largo and I really should have played.
It's good. No, you're doing good. It's a busy bar. You got like 30 minutes.
This is a great brawl. This is like
Also, Starfighter.
This is a really nice bar fight. I'm having a great time.
Yeah, you're just smashing tankers.
Just,
We're gonna use Bletta's mini for Thesnelda and Halfling Bard for Sippy. And they pop into existence right behind Uhtred.
Sick.
Uhtred.
He hears whoop, Largo pops back into existence, and he looks Einar right in the eyes, and he says, "No games, Einar." And he just takes a 5-foot step, so there's nothing between him and his daughter, and that's his whole hand.
Okay. The bard in the corner goes.
I regret silencing that bar. What a great guy.
Yanni.
Yeah, I guess I'll keep doing what I'm doing with my 2 new buddies.
Okay.
I feel like those guys are in the
give-
private cubicle of hell with you.
Is the one
Sense motive check.
sense motive? You got it. 11 and that 34.
Okay. They completely, lose all attention and focus on you and are staring across the bar at their sister, who they thought was dead.
Oh, the boys!
Oh no. Just beat the shit out of her brothers. Okay, well. Yeah, so if I noticed all that, yeah.
I'll fix everything. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
it's fine. I'm gonna fix your gloves. I'll fix your bodies. It's all good.
Say,
So-
I'm just hold my hands up and I say, "Are we cool?"
We fucking cool, man.
They look like they're about to walk past you or walk through you.
I would let them go at this point.
So you sidestep and give them passage. Mirak.
Take more damage from Uhtred. And at this point, I'm seeing the tide turning as far as combat. So I'm going to do a double channel positive energy. So move
Okay.
action, standard action, and then I'll just give you those numbers.
Okay.
Dan, when he does that, just out of curiosity, like there's people in there that have been like hurt, either a little bit or a lot of it, right? But just for my curiosity, like does he like go, obviously cast a spell and then like a wave comes over them? Like, do they know it originated with him, or did they just all of a sudden feel way better and wonder why?
Yeah, no, there's a visual representation, like a wave of energy, radiates from Mira.
It's like
Eric, what
Mosin
color
energy.
is your magic?
Oh, I've always mentioned like gold, yellow.
Yeah, so like this wave of golden energy just emanates in a ring from Mirok twice. And probably almost all of the wounds, all of the damage has been done in this fight. I don't know, it's probably not all of the damage to the twins, but
Pretty good roll so far. 78.
78.
Yeah, I was rolling like 6s and 4s, like nothing below that.
Wow.
So it was, 'cause it was
Okay,
twice.
everyone's healed the full.
Yeah, it was 2 castings and it's every odd level. So that's 8d6 per one twice. Yeah.
Okay.
1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13.
Like 54 would have been average. 50, well, more than that.
Yeah, but it's 8. It's 16d6. I feel like.
Yeah, everyone's healed the full, including the twins. Board.
I swing around on the bench beside my new friend Gary. I put an arm around him and I go, shh. Just watch, Gary.
Oh god. He's like holding the mug and he wipes all the beer out of his face. And Einar like just like still seething, is like breathing heavy, looks at Uhtred, looks at Thesnelda, looks at Uhtred, looks at Thesnelda, and like softens a bit and says, Nelly. Oh, and he takes a step forward and just to get a close look, just to really see her. And she like bows her head and gets kind of small and sheepish and says, sorry, father. And go out of combat at this point.
What is she sorry about?
She got knocked up by some shithead, then ran away from home and died in a foreign
So
city.
she's never met him since any of those events. They never. Okay, that makes more sense.
She brought shame to the family and then tried to rectify it by taking it all on herself and leaving town. And then she got sick and died and orphaned her own daughter and became a sword.
Yeah.
Became a
She doesn't really know too much about that.
Yeah, she's not aware of being a sword.
We still have that sword.
Question of whether or not it's really her.
Yeah, I've thought about that many times. I'm like, this
Holodeck
is.
situation.
It's exactly.
Yeah, or
It's
transporter.
It's exactly
yeah.
a transporter situation.
Or like that episode about.
So it's a Will and Thomas Riker situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I still think about that episode. That's
That
a
is
weird
fucked
vibe.
up.
Well, I mean, it's fucked up with Star Trek. Every time you use a transporter, you are destroyed and a copy is created. It's amazing.
Yeah, I fully subscribe to that. Those are not the same people. Anyway, maybe we go get the sword. We're like, I guess you can like, I don't know.
Especially the episodes where there's like, oh, we'll just look at the buffer. Yeah, there's a copy still in the buffer. There's a whole
World, universe.
like the entire fucking crew is in the buffer. Like you just make an extra one.
Yeah, there's a lot of questionable things that happen.
It's a post-scarcity economy.
Yeah.
That,
Including people.
yeah.
Yeah, there's that whole episode where like, how was it? Someone else is living in the body of Riker, and then another crew member like has sex with Riker to have sex with that person who's inhabiting his body. You're just like, well, that's assault. Anyways,
No, it was fine in Wonder Woman.
Riker Phillips.
I have not seen that.
Wonder Woman 2.
Oh, I've definitely not seen that one.
Yeah. Okay, so we fall out into, there's this family moment. And Boren and Corin are both interested in talking with Isnelda. Oh, just her dad says they call her. And she introduces Siffy to her father and her brothers, and Gary is extremely uncomfortable.
Sure.
Guy.
I go
my
into
boy.
the two other dwarves I was fucking with, and I cast Warp Metal again, which unwarps the spell Warp Metal. So I cast 2 more castings to that to fix the gauntlets. I handed to them.
You're gonna have to cast Make Whole. 'Cause they broke.
It explicitly says I can just unwarp it.
Really?
Right, you unwarp it, and all of the pieces that fell apart are still apart, but they're not warped anymore.
Okay, maybe we can talk about it another time. Because like the spell directly says like this spell undoes the spell, so to me it seems weird to like have another spell be required.
Right.
They were like a bunch of tiny pieces of metal.
Right. So you unwarp the metal. So all of the pieces are no longer warped. But the act of warping them caused them to break apart.
So like in the
rivets
scenario, if it was like a solid metal door that I warped, then it would just be warped.
Yeah, warp
Okay.
metal brings it back.
That makes sense. Cool. I do that. I cast unwarp metal and make whole.
I know it's minutia. It's not important. But
Yeah, all good. And I changed them, kind of give them a business is business kind of statement. Sorry.
and you're slowly they're slowly getting this sort of like, wait, who the fuck are we? Who did we attack?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Because according to their boss is some hill dwarf dirt farmer
Yeah.
son of a bitch, and they come in. Dude turns into a giant, and everybody that's with him is basically just kind of ignoring the attack, or trying to like.
We're not trying to stop because we're afraid of trying to stop us. We don't want to do this.
Well, like everybody, they could read on everyone's faces that this is not a threat. This is an annoyance.
Yeah.
The gnome disappeared and then reappeared with 2 more people. Like these are not
cool.
things that they're comfortable with or that they've seen in their lifetimes. Several of them are over 100 years old. So
Yeah.
this is some serious shit.
I'm just chilling with the 2 guys I was speaking with.
I am not interested in role playing Einar, Siffy, Tisnelda,
Yeah.
or in Corin and Uhtred at the same time. So that all kind of settles. Einar is still not happy with Uhtred.
Yeah.
But he is somewhat calmed by the fact that his daughter is alive, and it's hard not to, for a grandfather not to enjoy their granddaughter. He does send one of the dwarves whose gauntlet you fixed to go get his wife. She shows up, and you thought that Siffy looked like Uhtred. She looks way more like her grandmother, who also has bright red hair. Doesn't look, it's not like a super familial resemblance to Uhtred, but I'm sure with between Largo and Mirok, there's probably going to be some questioning about, whether Thysnelda, liked Uhtred because reminded her of a familial resemblance, that kind of
Some
thing.
Freudian shit.
Some Freudian shit.
Mhm.
People like things that are comfortable and remind them. Of.
Yeah, all good. We don't need to role play the whole thing. At some point, we should go quietly whisper it to the son's like, I did tell your dad to name the next one after him. He was telling me.
He's like, I don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
So here's my question about how life sense works. Is it just like an X-ray where I'm like, that life has a penis?
You can.
Okay,
You can.
cool.
You can sense life. You can sense dying. You can sense.
Cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure. It was just like a dude. Cool. Yeah, which is just like.
It's not Gendar.
Jandar. Yeah, that's all good. We'll come up with a female.
No, I had Uhtred roll when I told him that she told him, and that was to determine the baby sex.
Oh yeah.
And since he's not here and he's not going to watch this video, it's a girl.
Damn it. Damn it.
It's another girl.
So it shows.
Yeah, I know.
Ingrid.
He actually probably will. He watches a lot of it.
Hi,
Glenn, if you're watching this video right now, text the D&D group the number 46.
Hi.
46.
46. I will not tell him anything else. We'll see if he does it.
All right. So, with that, the Black Flames decided they're going to go home and talk and Thysnelda says, kind of like shakes Uhtred off and says, not yet.
So she's going with City. Yeah, totally makes sense.
Yeah. She needs to sort of, lay some groundwork before acceptance of Uhtred is even considered.
Tight.
Hope works. They're out.
That was fun.
That was fun.
You good bar ball.
It was a great barber. Oh,
It was a
Gary.
great time.
Gary.
Is Gary leaving as well? He's not a Black Flame.
Gary gets he's a member of the
He's a-
clan.
he's- Okay, he's not. But
He's not a member of the family, but he is a member of the clan. And as a side note, the Slate Belts did not have their own clan. They were a member of Rayguard.
They remember Wraithguard.
Mhm.
Okay, so we were just a family that followed Wraithguard.
Right. Yeah.
But we have our own pen.
Right, all families have their
Families
own
have
clan.
pens. Okay, I thought it was clans.
Cool. I might have been, inconsistent in some of the.
No, all good. We're making it up as we go.
Mostly.
Yeah, yeah.
So as the
Destroy all the
snap.
Oh, see, I thought you ate it. I was like, salty.
Still squishy.
As the Black Flames leave, they've left. So it's just where the roses are red, we're in the bar.
Yep.
The bar staff has come back out.
Yep. They come back out and the head barman kind of looks around and says, "Oh, good, you didn't break anything. That's appreciated."
Bort looks at all the broken tankards around.
He's more concerned about the tables.
Walls and the tables.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the first time you guys walked in here, one of the tables was being smashed.
Yeah,
I recall it was. I'd like to order another round for the group and, a upon our departure overtip gratuitously, like, whatever the.
Largo accepts a beer and doesn't particularly enjoy drinking it, but that was a lot.
Uh-huh.
So Petrus does kind of point out, what Einar was wearing, that's considered the noble garb. So it's like, some finery, but also mixed with some quality or, decent looking armor. And the shoulder epaulette with the family symbol on it. Like most people can't afford that kind of ostentation, but he's kind of like, Largo can do anything, so do it up.
So he's encouraging illusion.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then totally go for it, Larry.
Yeah, I guess
So I'm comfortable with everyone kind of describing how they look, and Largo will make them look that way. But for Largo himself, a mithril like tunic, but that goes all the way down to his ankles, like a mithril monk's robe.
mithril muumuu.
Yeah. Yeah, no hood, yeah. With like a gold cord, and he has 2 epaulettes, each one with a purple forget-me-not, and he is wearing a purple velvet cape, and he looks up at you like, eh?
I mean,
Add a slate belt family to one of the epaulets.
I don't get rid of the forget-me-not,
Sure.
but I add your family crest.
It's a broken ring, right?
Oh, I mean, it's
Multiple
like it's an oval, but it's made in such a way that it resembles a belt, and there's just a segment in the front, like for a belt.
Okay. So yeah, something like that. Maybe you're forgetting not like grows through that torch.
Yeah, like a rose's metaphor. And then everybody else is just what they want Largo to make them look like, and he is using seeming for this.
Yanni
As-
being the create. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Borp.
no, please
All right. This is going to take a minute, though.
do it.
So Yanni being the creative artist that he is, asked to look exactly the same with just a slate belt right here.
Monk's robes.
Reasonable.
Bort says, "Oh, you mean like this?" and throws his cloak of the mountebank aside, and is wearing a mithril chain shirt.
So like, that's kind of the slate belt symbol.
Nice.
So that's what I'm rocking, just on the natch.
So you're gonna go in as no modification.
I'm going to do the classic, the asymmetrical like epaulette shoulder guard thing that dude just had that was like hella dwarfy, but it's gonna be instead of like having my 2 badges that I have on the cloak, which are the roses are red and the badge of Delic, they're gonna be like epaulette symbols or like shoulder symbols on the thing.
Okay, cool. I think for Mirak, he'll kind of similar to Bort, mostly look the same because he's already wearing a ton of mithril plate mail.
Hella shiny.
Yeah, but any of the exposed fabric is now like crushed deep aquamarine velvet. Just very nice, sumptuous fabrics. And then his dad, I assume, would want to be dressed. He can't be. I think he would want to be dressed in his robes of his faith, even though he's still got the kind of like basic level robes, not the level that he had when he left. But I think he would want to express commitment to his his work.
Old man.
Well, he can wear the robes that the the right keeper gave him. But if Largo wants to embellish that with similar epaulet.
Yeah, maybe a little epaulet, maybe like a small armorish thing. Breastplate, I don't know.
We'll
Another
do a breastplate. And I look at him and I go, you look like a paladin.
You look like a friend of them.
Alrighty. And what about Uhtred?
You to the side.
Yeah, Uhtred wants, he's back in Cass. He's fucking, they're treating him terribly. He wants to be like new money visiting old money. He wants to be a Vanderbilt hanging out with a Carnegie, you know? So he wants.
He's 2 chains, dude. He's the richest, the most expensivest. He's
Yeah,
like
he wants
twisted up,
fucking
braided up,
crushed
folded up.
velvet, velour, adamantine. But if all of us are kind of in like aquamarines and blues and like deep colors, he wants to be red, orange, like popping colors.
Red gold, white
Really,
gold,
really
red, white
ostentatious.
gold.
And he's still gonna have like a slate belt symbol on him, but it's this from the
No, he's
second.
not having a slave belt symbol.
He's not having a slate. Oh, that's fine.
He spends like as everyone else is, he's drawing a bunch of these like really crude drawings of like a dog and a baby, just like
Okay, just trying to figure out something.
a puppy.
So, but that's my point. Is his whole.
Well, he's trying to do Houndson.
A puppy named
Sure.
Cash, Nouveau Riche doggies.
I think he does settle on a large dog with a small dog.
Okay, that's totally cool. The whole point of his aesthetic in my mind is he's very much saying, I'm fucking me. I'm Uhtred. I'm separate.
I'm fucking your daughter.
That
That's
too.
what he's saying. Yeah.
Whereas I also, oh well, here we go. He's like, no, I'm Uhtred. I want his clothes to say I'm Uhtred, son of Uhtred.
He totally has like a cape with a flame
Yeah, exactly.
crawling up the back of it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, like we're just riding that line. Like some people, yeah, what a douche, and other people, like, man, rules.
He's Ric Flair. He's
Yeah,
the nature boy.
yeah, he's kind of Ric
square.
Flair.
He's wooing out right now. Yeah.
Where does Nature Boy come from with that?
He's got a giant hog. And he just gets nude. He's the nature boy.
Nature boy.
Yeah. That's what they say about Flair.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ric Flair, Uhtred. That's what that.
Mm-hmm. The nature boy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the look right there.
So everyone has their
Yeah, exactly.
Like a deep red kimono.
Just
Woo! How we doing?
Flair.
there's got to be like dragons on like the cuffs of his shirt and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Look at this one I killed back in 02.
Well, technically, he's slain 2 dragons, and the rest of you slain 3.
Yeah, it's true. It's Uhtred.
No,
Oh, there's the.
he wasn't present for one of the ones that
Mhm.
was slain. He didn't fight the green dragon.
Where was he? Oh, he was in
He
hell.
was in
He
purgatory.
was in hell, yeah.
Didn't go to the green dragon. And there was the black. And then there's the red.
You fought 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the
And
undead.
Uhtred
dragon.
has slain 2 of them.
What?
You said 2 and 3. That's 5.
Right. He's slain 2.
Yeah.
The rest of you have slain 3 because the rest of you were present for all 3, but he was only present.
Oh,
for 2.
overlapping. Gotcha.
The Evan
Yeah.
Rune wasn't a full-on dragon.
Gotcha.
No. All of you except for Uhtred killed a green, a black, and a red.
Yeah.
Uhtred only killed a black and a red.
Yeah.
Uhtred was
And,
present.
well, and me. I'm in Uhtred shows on that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is like Uhtred did the killing blow on 2 of the 3 dragons we fought.
Did he do the killing blow on the black dragon?
I thought that was Godric,
I'm having Godric.
wasn't it? I don't know.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
as far
okay.
as
Yeah,
the group of you killing dragons,
slays.
Roses are red has killed 3. Uhtred has killed 2.
He's a junior party.
Dragon
Yeah.
He probably made up the difference on that last one.
Yeah, he really.
Because he was like 80% of that dragon slaying.
Yeah.
All right. So that being taken care
We're all gussied up.
of, you all head to the what was the name of the castle?
Is it
Bastion something? The last
The
Bastion?
Iron, is it Iron Shale or something Shale?
It was Iron Shale Bastion.
Yeah, Bastion Iron Shell. That's it.
Yeah, Bastion Iron Shale. The Unconquered Keep.
what time is our appointment with the Dane?
6 o'clock.
And we've had a brawl at noon.
Yeah.
And we got all gussied up.
Yeah, which took the 6 seconds of Largo casting the spell.
In my gussied up, rich ass looking form, ready to go see the Dane. On our way or prior to going, would there be time to visit, is it the Glittering Well? The Temple of Delic? Or is that gonna throw a wrench in the?
You can hit the Glittering Well, in between.
Okay.
That the seeming lasts 24 hours or something. Largo. Seeming lasts long, like 8 hours, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's 8 to 12. I can double check. I don't have it right in front of me.
So yeah, you can sneak that in.
I want
12 hours.
visit to the Glittering Well, the Temple of Delic and Cass. The party's invited, or relevantly, like, none of you dwarves are actually in that good of standing here. Doesn't matter. The party's invited. Do you want to come in?
I
can
also
just
want to
sit in front
remind
of
you, you all have Scale Reaver sashes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Sash of the King.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
right.
I think we all go. Who wants to go to the Glittering Well?
Well, don't speak for everybody. Does Yanni want to go to the Glittering Well?
You're a
No.
monk. You got a
Does
god.
Largo want to go to the Glittering Well?
No, Largo's gonna stay with Yanni. After he confirms with Mirak, he's like, "Are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Gonna go.
Keep an eye on him." And then I like point to my fingers.
I say, yeah. This is the only time Bort's ever invited us anywhere. Of course I'm gonna go.
Have a good time.
Okay.
Uhtred coming. All 2 chains down.
I mean, if
Four bracelets.
Bort is the number 1 worshiper of Delic, I think Uhtred's the second place runner.
Yeah.
So I think Uhtred would come.
I mean, I'm still flirting. I haven't made
Yeah.
any commitments.
Uhtred seems to be pretty opportunistic with his
Down with the Dell.
theism.
Yeah. So me and Uhtred come with you.
Okay, I got 2 swanky ass dwarves. We're all wearing sashes. We're going to the Glittering Well.
So it is deep in the city. You have to go basically down to the bottom of the turn, which is that large spiral staircase in the center of the city, and you go down probably 200 or so feet under, from the level of the court. You go further down, and you get down there, and then even going to the Glittering Well is downward slope in several areas. You get down there, and there is it's built into a wall, sort of at the end of a corridor, and you do down here, like on some of the upper levels, you can see it's stonework building, stonework ceiling, stonework floor. Everything is worked stone, but down here you're hitting patches where it's shaved stone on the floor, like it's natural, but it's been not bricks. It's been worked to be flat, but it's part of the mountain, and some of the walls are still sort of jagged stone. They're not finished.
Hmm.
There are buildings, and a lot of it seems to be mining supplies, miner houses, lodgings for miners and repair shops for mining equipment. You're getting into the section of the city that delves into the earth. And there's also, as you're going away from the turn, near the turn, you can smell something rather unpleasant, a vague sewage smell. But going towards the glittering well, that fades away pretty quickly. Petrus is going with his son. He's not gonna, and he does point out that that smell is the farms.
Oh, okay. So that's like a fertilizer that was wrong.
You do not want to see how mushrooms are grown.
Totally.
But as I said, you go a little further down, a little deeper into the mountain, and you finally get to the glittering well, where the outside is plated in a black metal and trimmed in gold plate. Like the whole face of this thing is metal and gold plate, and it's just extremely, it's polished, it's ostentatious. There are several torches outside the front so that it reflects. You can see the sheen of the metal.
Very shiny, very cool.
Yeah. And Petrus points at the front and says, "Don't be fooled. The black is gold too."
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It's I think they put in some nickel impurities or something to turn it black.
Love black metal. Thank you, Petrus. I do.
I know that you can blacken gold. I don't know what you do.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, I was watching a video on, I think, stained glass, and they do a similar thing with copper. I can't remember what they did with copper.
I was just thinking about the genre of music black metal, which I genuinely like, and Ford does as well.
Black gold.
But you guys head in, and you can see that the interior of it is done in mostly black marble, and some other some other stones for accents to sort of make it look nice. It's not very big. You walk in, and as soon as you enter, a female dwarf approaches you, and says, "Welcome to the Glittering Well. What service might it be for you today?" And as she walks forward, she walks out on this translucent stone circle in the floor, not quite glass, but almost that clear. And going up to meet her, you also are standing on this maybe 10-12 foot diameter disc, and down below you, you can see that there's a couple of torches just under and off to the sides, and down from there is a long maybe 30-40 foot deep geode with amethyst gems just glittering. You can, you're standing above the glittering well.
Cool. Very cool.
She looks at you expectantly and a little annoyed towards Fort.
Well, is she in for a treat? As she's looking at me, I just look at Bort.
I mean, she is acknowledging Bort, but half working cast.
Yeah, totally.
I clear my throat, and I'm leading. I'm in the front of these dwarves, and we're all gussied up, wearing the sashes and the shiny.
Yeah, she's kind of like, she looks at the dwarves and she looks at like hoping that one of the dwarves will step forward. No,
It's me.
then she turns her attention towards you. She's not rude, she just obviously would rather be talking to the dwarves.
Oh, tell we all would.
I sort of wave and I say, hi.
Jesus, how may we be of service?
I say, I'm bored.
Very good.
You are a dwarven docent of Delic,
I am a deacon. I'm Deacon Stonewall.
Deacon Stone,
Well,
Deacon Stonewell. Great to meet you. Big fan of the church, big fan of what you do here. Just wanted to see it. I've heard so many things about what's going on here in Cass, and I kind of gesture to the floor. Just wanted to pay my respects to the faith here.
she's like rolling her eyes at everything I'm saying until you say pay your respect.
Pay.
And then she's
Mhm.
now she's receptive and she's listening to you.
I've brought a valuable object as just a token of my esteem, and I'd like to just leave it here with you for the safekeeping as a donation to the Church of Delic. I reach into my handy haversack that I have, or I have a
Do you
bag of-
have? I think you have the Pathfinder pouch, but I don't think you have a handy hammer.
I do. I got it in a dragon hold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I reach in and I pull out. It's a master work silver broadsword, and I pull this out and I offer it to her, and I say, Deacon of Delic, this is a masterwork silver broadsword recovered in the orcish ruins of Lun. It's an ancient heirloom of an orc civilization, clearly influenced by the dwarven metallurgical technology. It's a new day for orcs and dwarves. And I would like to present this valuable heirloom of the past fracturing of our two races here at the temple that's going to reunite us in the future. And I present her with this.
Okay.
I've been carrying it since fucking Lun.
Go ahead and give me a diplomacy check.
Okay.
You're trying to like
I'm not.
Flower
I'm
this up.
trying to be a nice guy. I don't have any diplomacies.
it's just charisma
It's
bonus.
okay. 16.
Is that what was on the die?
15 plus 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, and I mean you got a significant bonus on this because you're giving money to Delic. You're giving valuables to Delic. She reaches forward, takes it, looks at it very intently, and it is a fine work of weaponry, and the church appreciates your donation.
I say, hell yeah.
She's like, there's a lot of this where she's like, I don't know what the hell this
This
dude
never
is.
happens.
Like,
There's a
orc,
fucking
half orcs don't
half-orc
wander in here.
offering weapons. Exactly.
Like, and it's dwarven society. There isn't like long drawn out flowery speeches. Like,
I'm not
most of the
good at
people that
that
walk
either,
in here
yeah.
are like,
Mhm.
I'm here to pay my respects to Delic. They give her money and they leave. That's it.
Mhm.
Like there's no there's no speech. But she's accepting it. It's just more like a lack of understanding of what she should be doing in this scenario. She's not, it's not negative, it's more confused.
Mm-hmm. You've accepted, she's accepted my gift.
Mhm.
I say, after this gift, would you accept my embrace? It's a new day for orcs and dwarves.
She says, would you like a receipt?
Perhaps a simple handshake to conclude our business transaction.
She offers her hand.
I reach out with my hand
She takes it.
and I shake it. Does she look at my hand?
She looks at your eyes.
Great, my eyes are up here.
Yeah.
Cool. So she doesn't notice what's on my hand.
Not particularly, no.
It's fine. That's all I wanted to do. Wanted to give the sword from the workplace the valuable thing.
She does, like, after that, she's like, are you sure? Do you want a receipt? And then she kind of explains the concept of receipts from the church, like, so that you can prove to other churches that you have made offerings. It's like you can record keep how good of a worshiper of Delic you are.
I accept her gracious offer of receipt. And I chuck it into the bandolier where I now keep receipts.
So she, it's like a, it's a pretty intricate piece of paperwork.
Okay.
It's not just like
It's not
something that comes out of
It's like vellum.
It's vellum. It's embossed. There's like a gold ink stamp on it.
Hell yeah.
So like the receipt itself probably costs about a gold piece just to make.
Very stoked on this receipt. Set a new standard for transaction. I thank her, tuck the receipt into the Pathfinder pouch. After open it, say fuck. And it's great.
Good.
There we go.
There you go.
Did it.
Cool. Yeah. So it was
Yeah, as we're leaving, Mirak's gonna hang back. Like once you guys like to the door, almost out, he's gonna quietly to against him, I'll say, that was Bort Sizemore. He's the leader of Clan Render, and to my knowledge, the last living clan leader of Lund. That's all I say to her, and I just walk out.
Being
You
a
never
boss.
told her where. I'm like
I just said
he
it.
gave you like a really cool thing, and he's kind of a big deal. But also while acknowledging, like, he doesn't really know how dwarves talk.
Yeah. She nods, and again, this isn't information that makes a lot of sense for her, but you can tell she's trying to remember it. That it's
That's all I want.
Yeah. You seem to be. Go ahead and make a diplomacy check. I assume you're trying to say this with gravity.
Yeah. I'm trying to like that guy was a big fucking deal, even if you didn't act like it. Okay, cool. 37.
Okay. And coming from a dwarf wearing adamantine armor and wearing a sash from the Scale Reapers, yeah, it's all coming together for her. You can tell, like, she doesn't know what this fuck just walked into her temple,
Yeah,
but it was some serious shit.
that's exactly what I want. I want her to talk to other delegates about this fucking guy. Shut up. He's a big fucking deal.
All right.
Do it. Okay. So with that, I assume, is there anything else you guys want to do before you head to see the king, Dane,
I'm good.
head honcho?
Margaret says it's good. Yeah, I says it's good.
So you head out to the. You want to tough me? to the Iron Trail Bastion.
It's the end of House Tough.
No. Blasted his line.
My line is in there.
You guys killed 12 of them? Or 10 of them?
I had 3.
I'm bored.
There were 10.
I had 3 of them and a Blue Ranger.
Okay. So you get over there and we're told to go to the southwest bridge. And when you arrive, Seneschal Ironfold is standing there waiting.
We're waiting on.
I'm just looking pretty.
Uh,
We're
I-
just standing there.
My father and I bow, or he does this. I don't do that 'cause I'm not a member of that. And yeah,
He bows in response. Because you're early and you seem, and he like scans the group, and when he gets to Uhtred, you seem mostly appropriately attired.
Richard goes, yes.
The Danes should see that he's speaking with the great Cleave.
Exactly. Fucking Ric Flair meeting
Yeah.
the Queen.
There it is.
And yeah, I suppose you should then. Well then, if you are prepared, then let's make haste. And he turns and slowly walks across the.
Oh, yeah, so I look at Yanni and I'm like, oh, he meant haste. Like, just like, hurry. Because we're casters.
Yeah.
I was ready to click my heels together.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I was like,
Just run ahead of him.
The guards at the end of the bridge seem a little tense about the non-dwarves being granted entry into the bastion, but allow you all to pass.
We're wearing,
Not just Bort, they're also like a gnome and a human. and-
oh, yeah,
we're wearing the sashes, man.
totally. I mean, that's how I felt about White. That's what I meant you. Hated Bort, didn't trust Largo.
So you cross into the castle, and this is some of the finest stone craftsmanship you've ever seen. You can tell that the stone is segmented, but it fits almost seamlessly from piece to piece. There's beveled edges, but where the bevels meet, it's almost perfect.
Ooh, like Cusco.
And it seems to be mostly in a motif of white marble and a dark gray marble. And I won't even make you roll for this. You can tell that this is like normal marble has veining in it. This is all absolutely solid colored. And you, having had as much experience with stone shaping, know that this is probably an effort of stone shaping to make, to shape out, to mix it until the veins are it's a solid color. Either to mix the veins in until it's all uniform, or to pull the stone of the veins out and leave just the pure white marble or what have you. But you're looking at this and like this entire fucking castle is made from stone shaped stone. That is years of multiple casters that are, stone shape is a 4th level spell.
It's a 3rd level. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Which means, higher than average.
Yeah, 3rd level.
Yeah. And that means at least a 5th level caster.
Yeah.
Which is significant.
I look like Gimli when he enters Moria and sees the halls of Dwarrow just kind of mouth agape. Can't really keep it together. Genuinely impressed.
And as far as, rooms or interiors are concerned, this is one of the first ones that Bort has been in since coming into Casper. He doesn't have to stoop. Like everything's technically indoors, but the streets generally have enough space so that a cart that's stacked up can pass, which makes, makes enough room for Bort. But most of the buildings, when, like the rooms, he has to duck his head a couple inches. But in here, the ceilings are maybe 10 feet. So it's extremely ostentatious, somewhat normal for human work, but extremely ostentatious and spacious for dwarven.
Pulled the veins out of marble. It's incredible.
You enter in, you walk around sort of an exterior corridor. You can tell that you're pretty much on the outside of the castle. There's not much in the way of windows outward. Maybe there's 2 windows on either side of the castle on this center tier. But that doesn't seem to be, there's not a lot of view. And most dwarves can only see out to about 60 feet with dark vision. So it's not, that's not, and then it's like, there's not even a lot of art, but the uniformity has its own sort of sense of, especially from a dwarven perspective, so it has a sense of beauty in its simplicity and its Spartan nature. And he takes you down one of the corridors. You go up a flight of stairs, down another corridor, and then he stops at a large iron door and says, this is the throne room. Given what I have been told and what information I have gathered, you've taken audiences with high nobles, including the King of Antalon. So, to be direct, the Dane understands that you are a band of, for lack of a better term, mercenaries, and there are some allowances in your etiquette that will be given. But remember that you are speaking to the Dane of Cass, the ruler of the dwarves in this region. And insubordination and insult will not be tolerated.
Hey, Dan, if I need to roll an ability check, totally cool with that. But what's the proper way to, talk to this person? Is it your grace? Is it your highness? Like, what is the term?
Dwarves don't, delve too much into the floweriness of stuff. Flowers don't grow down here.
Mhm.
So just Dane.
Just Dane. Okay.
You don't call him by his first name.
Yeah.
You call him by his title. You talk to him with respect. You don't try to bullshit him. You don't try to, it's more a matter of, be honest, be direct, be respectful. But there's not a lot of pomp and circumstance.
Do we know his first name?
Maybe it's best if we don't know his first name.
I don't know his first name. I think it came up.
Yeah.
And if it didn't come up in conversation, I'm sure that Mirak has learned it through his studies.
It's somewhere there.
Dana's good
So
though.
yeah, that's right. Dane's Scale Reaver is all we need to know for the scenario.
No article, not a Dane, not the Dane,
No.
straight up
Hey,
Dane.
Dane, how's it hanging? Just
Dane.
We all knew a Dane in middle school.
I knew a Dane in college.
I'm married to
Okay.
That's a really good one. I like that. That was a nice little turn phrase.
So the seneschal says, if you'll give me a moment, I'll go in, announce your presence, and the doors open, you will allow entrance. And he opens the door a little bit, walks in, closes the door behind him. I'm sure like Yanni and Bort and maybe Uhtred can hear like the murmurs of talking on the other side of the door. And then the doors, clunk and open inward. And you see a room that looks more like a war room than a throne room. There's a large table in the center of the room that has a couple of different three-dimensional maps set out on it. And at a cursory glance, they look like they might be levels of the city. One of them looks like it might be a topography of outside of the mountain. And the Dane, but you can tell because he's got that scale reaver patch on his shoulder guard, and he's wearing a full suit of mithril plate mail with a crown affixed to the helmet. And he's kind of pacing or walking back and forth on the far side of the table. And beyond the table, you can see there's a slightly raised dais, maybe a foot above the ground level, that's got a single throne on it. And as you guys start walking in, the seneschal says, "The roses are red. Murok slate belt, Uhtred Houndson, Largo Dismtree, Port Sizemore, and Lord Yanni Fremont. And Petrus Slatebelt." Well, he's not part of those.
Yeah.
Actually, no. He
Wouldn't
wasn't
mention-
invited.
So he wouldn't come.
He wasn't invited.
Okay, then yeah, but that's
Sorry.
cool.
Yeah, no, the Dane didn't give a shit about your family matters. He's got his own problems.
That's true.
He needs to go to the red
I'm
family.
just gonna send it down.
You're the tip of the spear, dude. You're the front of the flying lead. You're the mighty duck. Quack, quack, quack.
pulled the gold.
You're Goldberg, dude.
Dude,
You're knuckle puck slate belt right now.
34. With a 34 diplomacy, I say, "My Dane, we are at your service." And then I bow. And I feel like this diplomacy works in two directions, towards him,
Mhm.
and then also towards my party members of
Do what I'm doing.
with Larga, I'm sure knows intuitively.
So do you all follow Murok's lead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. I bow. I try to bow like sternly and dwarf like.
Like you have a hernia or something.
I'm just
Thinking about Uhtred?
thinking about Uhtred.
Yeah. Make your call.
Roll a percentile, and if it's higher than 20, he follows suit.
Okay, it's 64. We're good.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, that 100%.
I don't even know what I would have said he did if it was under 20. I would have had to come up with something.
Yeah, but just stands there proudly.
Or announces his presence and starts talking about the Great Cleave and
Jesus Christ.
I too am a Dane.
the Dane says, Your presence is appreciated. I welcome you to the Iron Shell Bastion. And I would say I wish it under better circumstances, but if circumstances were better, I would not have invited you. I have an issue. I have a problem. It is of great importance to me and great importance to my family. And he nods to the seneschal, and the seneschal raises his hand, gives it a turn, and you see like 8 of the guards leave the room. There still are 2 guards that appear to be, dressed in very actually they're wearing adamant armor. The rest of them seem to be wearing standard steel. These seem to be like the Dane's bodyguards or something
tough guys,
extremely important.
Yeah.
And they're actually wearing Scale Reaver symbols on their armor too.
Yeah, Imperial Guard. Those red dudes.
They're like his bros.
Family. Yeah.
The Dane says, have you heard of the Black Anvils of Cass?
Yeah, I'm aware. Mary doesn't say that way. Mary says, yes,
Yes.
my Dan, I'm aware. Do I need to roll anything to not give away the fact that I'm in possession of one of them?
Sure. Yeah, you can roll.
All he asked was, "Are you aware of it?"
I know, but there's like, it'd be like someone be like,
It's-
hey, do you have a pound of weed in your car? And I'd be like, no. You know?
I have it on my person right now. What do you mean by
Well, I mean, it's more like have you ever tried weed and you're trying to like play it off
dude,
like
yeah.
I didn't walk in there high?
I have a very good story about that, but yes.
So like, it's taking everything in Mirok not to like perk up and light up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
The reference to
Bluff
Black
check.
Anvils.
Hey,
So
Dan, could I roll a sense motive and see if I get the feeling that he knows that Merlock is in possession of one of these?
I rolled
Sure.
I
Go
rolled
ahead.
a Utrid die, but I gotta stick with it.
I'd say 38.
Maybe that's Uhtred's response.
No,
Because he
yeah.
just fucking asked the group.
Well, I mean, we all did know. It's a 27 on the bluff check that I rolled from here. Yeah, 27.
Yanni, he doesn't even necessarily seem to be, he seems to be focused more inward than outward. So he's not making eye contact with the group. He's still kind of walking back and forth. He looks deep in thought. His eyes are kind of looking at the ground, maybe 5-10 feet in front of him, as he's explaining something to you. And from Mirok's response, you're not getting the sense that he is sensing anything in this, or he wasn't expecting that to be a charged question.
Cool. Mirok's response is yes, I'm aware of the 8 Black Anvils of Cass.
He says, and you might be aware that 2 belong to the Dane.
And
1 is in the Ember Heart,
Mhm.
and is where all of the armor, and he gestures towards the 2 guards, and down the front of his own chest, where the armor for the guards and the Imperial guards are, the Royal Guard is crafted. The second is of private ownership to the Dane. It is the second that I am concerned with, and it is the second that I have brought you here to discuss. Which actually, I don't remember which number.
It's the 7th.
7th.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you replace second with seventh every time I said it.
Sure.
This is House Scale Reaver's personal animal.
No, this is the Danes.
Oh,
It does not transfer
does-
with the
oh,
family,
gotcha.
it transfers
Mhm.
with the Dane.
Oh, but I mean, so like functionally.
Right.
Yeah, it is the family's, but
two
like,
belong to
if-
the Dane.
Yeah, but if like the Dane title passed to another family, that
Mhm.
animal would go to that family,
Gotcha.
whereas the other one would
Well,
stay.
it would stay in Iron Shell Bastion.
Yeah, I'm saying like ownership would move to the new king.
Gotcha.
Okay, cool.
It was my great grandfather that slew the red dragon that granted my family this name.
Mm.
And my grandfather sought to do some deed, something worthy of the same level to distinguish himself.
Mhm.
In that attempt, he managed to acquire a physical piece of the aether of the maelstrom.
Okay.
And give me a knowledge planes on that one.
Yeah.
Can Largo also roll a knowledge planes?
Sure.
Very soft.
Yeah, but just a little bit.
Aether.
50?
of the male.
50?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I rolled a 19. Woo! Right.
Big
Um,
nosing guy.
You acquired
17.
A physical piece of the aether of the
Can
maelstrom.
Francesca's foot roll?
Oh hey, I know that. Shut up, foot.
Okay, so Largo, you know that the maelstrom is the quintessential plane of chaos.
Some shit.
It is adjacent to the Feywild, the Fey plane, which is what most people kind of think of when they're talking about, you know, a chaos plane, because you can actually survive reasonably in the Feywild. The maelstrom is pure chaos energy, just random pure entropy acting out throughout the entire plane constantly.
Just make
It
you
has
go.
a few.
It would just make you go insane.
If you are not prepared, and there are, with all chaos, there are pockets of order, because if you let chaos go, if you let entropy go, it turns into uniformity, because everything destabilizes into nothing.
Yeah.
So there are islands, there are cities, there are small safe havens within the maelstrom. But if you're just set free out in the maelstrom, mountains crash into each other, lightning bolts that can destroy planets shoot through the space. It is outside of these few safe havens, it is absolute chaos. It is incredible destructive energy. And you know, there's also incredibly powerful healing energy and creation energy in that as well. But for someone who's not prepared for it, it can be extremely dangerous.
And his grandfather, seeking equal fame, has acquired a piece of the aether of the maelstrom.
And you know that there is a sense of matter or a sense of presence in the maelstrom that is like literal manifestation of chaos in a physical form, and that is what is called the aether.
Okay.
That somehow his father acquired a piece of chaos.
Okay.
And that is a feat in and of itself. You're not even sure how that would interact in the prime material plane if it was brought here.
Mhm.
So the Dane continues. He sought to prove the ingenuity of dwarves and the power of the black anvils by forging this piece of aether into something contained and functional.
Bad call, homie. Okay.
He failed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And beings from that plane took offense at his hubris. For the last 300 years, give or take a couple of decades, the Scale Reavers have been unable to access the seventh Black Anvil.
What do you got? I don't want to interrupt him. So yeah, keep going.
Though it still resides in the Unconquered Keep. The forge in which it sets is, and he looks at the seneschal, and the seneschal speaks up and says, it appears somehow some essence of the maelstrom has crossed over into the prime material plane and has taken the forge. The forge does not exist entirely in the Iron Shell Bastion anymore. Yep. The Dane walks to the end of the table where up until now no one has really noticed that there's something with like a cloth thrown over it. And he pulls the cloth off of this sort of oddly shaped stone lumpy sphere. And as he pulls the cloth off, and you all, kind of look at this as, obviously he's revealing something here. Everyone give me perception checks and make Mirok's a skill check.
Dude, natural 20.
wow.
Nice.
Okay. Uhtred's perception is going to be a 30. Mirok's skill check is going to be a 58.
Tears to Wine is up.
Yes. No, well, it's evening. I mean, can I say I re-upped it before we came here?
I imagine you'd want to.
Cool. Yeah. Then yeah, it's up.
Dan,
Yeah.
is it a trap?
No.
I just wanted to, with a perception of 24.
Okay.
Bort gasps as the shroud is unveiled.
Okay.
Largo got a 25.
Okay.
Tears to Wine is plus 10 now, correct?
Yes.
I don't. It's
Yeah.
late in the day.
44.
That would not.
Largo got a 30 then.
Oh, in that case, yeah, Uhtred got a 40. I didn't account for it.
Are we? Is it that time? Do we have Cheers to Wine at like 6 p.m.?
Well, you knew you were going to have an
Yeah.
audience with the Dane. You didn't want to walk in there.
I mean, you want
Less
something
than
to calm
your
your
peak.
nerves.
Reasonable. Yeah, just a little tipple.
How does the rest of us?
All right.
So yours is a 30.
34.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of you looking at this boulder,
Oh, then I'm a 68. Holy shit.
all of you looking at this boulder see that it is a misshapen amalgamation, like an odd sculpture that appears to have dwarven body parts as part of its form and shape. Like there's the vague shape of a hand pressed against one side. There's a mouth. There's what looks like a depiction of a beard coming down the side of the boulder from the mouth. there's an eye like down below and to the right from the mouth. Mirak, this was something that was flesh to stone. This used to be living.
It is one individual.
It seems to be in a somewhat spheroid, the volume of a standard dwarf.
Okay.
Is that his dad or whoever took the stuff?
Oh,
His
well, that's back in the
no,
hotel. What are you talking
his
about?
grandfather, Scale Reaver,
Oh,
like his
The Dane pulls the sheet
Mhm.
off. Bort gasps. You all kind of take in what you see. And the Dane says, "This was the first and the last attempt we sent to rectify the situation and purge the chaos that inhabits the forge. This is the only dwarf to return from that endeavor."
I can't fix that. That's too far.
Largo just says, hopefully we'll be all right.
The Dane says, "I understand if you wish to decline."
I look at the Dane and I say, the honor of Cass and the blood of being a dwarf prevents me from declining. We will see this through.
whoa.
I say that. I say I will see this through. Don't make me speak for the group.
Wherever you go, I go. Just faster.
I say, to witness,
Wherever you go, I go, but I get there first.
I get there first, I come back and I tell you what it's like, and then we go.
I see it and you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Largo says, to witness the maelstrom would be an honor and a privilege. To do so for the betterment of dwarves would be even more of an honor and a privilege.
Yeah.
You wasted your good words on the first half.
I think it's accurate.
My Dane. I've seen
when Bort says it, he's like, it's just Dane. It's not your king either.
I mean, he's
Mhm.
gonna be.
Dane Scale Reaver. Why we speak of remuneration for our I do like a very chill, like this air quote mercenary party which you so graciously grant audience to.
I'm examining the lump of dwarf, pretending not to hear this.
It's a very chill mercenary. Like I'm not being flip, but we were granted audience as a mercenary group.
Yeah, quid pro quo. What are you
Because-
gonna do for us?
He walks up to Bort and
I bow my head to the Dane.
looks at you, sort of like just examining you, taking you in, and he reaches up and kind of feathers the sash between his fingers. Says, "Fort Sizemore, you don't think that the appreciation and fellowship, the Scale Reaver clan, is enough?"
Looking down past the top of the Dane's head to my feet, I say, Dane of the dwarves of Cass, I don't deign to think anything in your presence. It is your decision what recompense we shall receive for this test. But I just kind of like, go from the penitent stance to like tapping the thing of Delic. I'm like, but
This is what I'm about.
I'm like, tap the thing. I'm like, yeah, like that, like just that, like,
Yeah.
It's a new day for orcs and dwarves. I gotta say that in front of the fucking Dane, man.
You said it.
I said it.
You might have said that in front of the king of dwarves and orcs.
Yeah,
Did you say one?
I did.
There you go.
That's what it meant. But like,
yes,
uh-huh.
killed the day.
How much does port weigh?
like 240. I'm a slight orc. I'm a half orc. Not a big. Is that heavy for orc? I'm like,
Well, I mean, since you're very nimble, like, I mean, they have pretty much the same, like a half orc has pretty much a similar physicality to a
okay, so it'd be
maybe
like
a little bulkier.
to
So
an
you're
orc,
what, 6'?
like 6'5".
Yeah, so yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I know that makes sense. You're a little
slight for an orc.
Well, I mean, slight for an orc, yeah, but not slight for a half orc.
Okay.
Anyway, he looks you up and down and says, "If the roses do this for me, and I promise your group your weight in gold."
I giggle a little to myself because I'm thinking about the time I turned a table into gold.
I'm just thinking about all the ways we're gonna make you super big.
I just gotta bulk up instead of start
You
eating.
just gotta get fat.
Yeah.
You need to drink that fight milk stuff.
Yeah, fight.
You're fairly certain he means his weight in gold now,
Mm-hmm.
not later on when he's weighed or something like.
Mirak's not gonna argue. Mirak would have done this whole thing for free.
Dane of the dwarfs, I accept your gracious offer of my weight in gold, and I pledge to do this dangerous thing. And since you've made this gracious offer to me, Bort Sizemore, weigher of the pounds of offer, I pledge on our personal agreement that you have just struck to donate my weight in gold to the Temple of Delic. However, to strike a arrangement with our adventuring party, the mercenary group, I do a little mercenary thing. I'll direct you for that arrangement to my colleague and friend, Mirak Slatebelt. I accept your verbal contract of my weight in gold for my completion of this assignment.
For the roses are red's completion.
I-
This is not a singular contract. This is for all of you.
Again, I accept.
I'm not making separate deals with each one of you.
I do a little like
at this
like
exact position.
tongue out. Damn. It's a new day for orcs and dwarves.
It's sounding older by the word.
Iraq.
I'm just staring at you because I don't. Mirak does not understand what the fuck you're talking about.
But Dane has lost sense of what Bort has been talking about, maybe 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, so Mirak's threat on this is, okay, he's gonna
grit
give
my
us,
teeth and I say to you, the slate belt thing? Aren't we doing a fucking deal for your family, dude? Like,
yeah,
I'm like, the king of the dwarfs is talking to me and he's offering me my weight in gold for my
And he's
service.
already said that he's offering the appreciation
yeah.
of the Scale Reaver clan,
Which would go along,
which is what Mirok would be requesting.
yeah,
I'm
and
I'm gritting my teeth and trying to like accept this as a personal offer, as a gesture between orcs and dwarves, but it's not my deal because it's your deal, bro.
I stride forward and I hold out my hand in a shake. Is that a custom? I do something like this, like a deal's been met, we agree.
Yeah, for dwarves, it's more of a
Yeah, okay, kind of like a Mandalorian thing. No, we're good. We're good.
I mean, Mirok would also know that, like, the Dane can't go in there until the council agrees what to do.
Yes, that is exactly, and I can't explain that to Bort in this moment right now, so I agree to the deal. And then later I tell Bort, like, so here's the way the government works. And I explain to you in deep detail, like, so these are the people that can actually affect my family's status. Him on our side is good, but he can't actually do this or that,
Yeah, like he's got the weight of 10 votes, in that sort of, it's not can't just say what is.
Yeah, he's not a full fucking authoritarian monarch. He has to deal with parliament.
Very excited for Bort. Yeah. Excellent interaction. It's a new day for orcs.
So like Bort is kind of talking and Mirok goes in and just says, that is a deal and the roses are red. We'll agree to those conditions. And Dane's kind of like, great.
It's a new day for orcs and dwarves.
It is Bort.
I shake the king of the dwarves. I shake the Dane Scale Reaver's hand after Mirok does speak awkwardly, I assume, but I shake his hand and we strike a deal.
He looks, he looks at Bort and he like kind of glances over to Mirok.
I reach out and Bort, I touch your forearm and I try to like push it down. Next, not now, later. After. Say that quietly to you in Orcish. Okay. It's his thing.
Okay. I mean, there we go. All right.
Largo says, "We did it," and starts to back away towards the door.
I guess show us to this room that's connected to two planes simultaneously.
He says, is this something you're prepared to take on immediately?
If possible, we'd like to take a night in your residences to recoup, and in the morning we could pursue this further.
I heard there was an altercation at the court.
A miscommunication, more than an altercation, but it's been resolved.
It's not what I heard. I heard resolution still might take some time.
Oh, resolution, of course, but you have to have a miscommunication first. Court.
He says, I know of your efforts in the city and what you've asked for the Council of Greaves. Having Black Flame on your side will do a lot in that cause.
I agree.
That's assuming you don't suffer a similar fate to the last who attempted to rectify this forge
I
situation.
look at him and say, that's a lot of what the Roses are Red do. Is I look over at Uhtred, who's just dressed like Ric Flair in the court, and I go, assume things. Live with that.
Well, I hope that you are successful. It would be a great service to the family. And in the case that somewhere down my line, the Skill Reavers have to hand the title of Dane to another family, I would hate that they hand over that problem as well.
Understandable, Dave.
As if you would like lodgings for the evening, those can be provided. You'd like to, it's the forge itself that seems to be under this effect. Outside of it has been safe so far. If you'd like to examine nearby, or I understand that some of you have magical powers, quite potent magical powers. Those have never been my forte.
Yeah, I look at Largo and I say, what do you think? Maybe we scope out the area surrounding the forge, we take the night to rest with that information, and we act.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way, and I'll cast some magic. That's what I say around the Dane. I don't mention any spells. I don't want to make him feel dumb. I'm just like, yeah, I will use some of my magical abilities, and ascertain certain things, and of course, all information will be relayed to you, Dane. And I hope I'm not speaking in a way where I'm not understanding a custom here, but there is something special, a meal that we all like to share together each night in a very special place of my own creation. And if it's not too much to ask, and I mean no offense, we would like to have you be the guest of honor during this meal. Before you accept or decline, I would like to say it is a place where the laws of this world do not necessarily apply, and it can be a tremendously exhilarating experience, driven by magic. And I would just like to invite you, again, with all due respect, Dane.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Decent, right? 32.
He kind of furrows his brow, not really sure what you're suggesting, and he looks at the seneschal, and the seneschal thinks for a moment and looks at Largo and says, I and his personal guard will accompany him. And the Dane
Absolutely.
nods and
Okay.
Please come along. I have to go chase down a puppy. I will be right back. But please come along. It'll be a wonderful feast for all of us.
Okay. Okay.
For orcs and dwarves.
It's a new day.
It's a new day.
I feel like I don't know, man. Like I got approached by the Dane. I didn't want to just accept the thing as like, I understood that it was like a token. Like, oh, I'll pay you your weight in gold to do this thing for me. But I wasn't clear if it was like, oh yeah, that is like a token, or like that's the whole deal.
That's the whole deal. Yeah, it seems like it was the whole deal. So I see where
It's and so it's like, yeah, this isn't my deal. Like we're doing this to curry.
So you were like, oh no. My weight in gold is cool if you're just paying me, but if it's for the whole group, we have this whole political situation.
You're gonna have to talk to my guy who like needs a thing from you.
Yeah. Which I mean, I think
Yeah.
we'll get both.
So 50 gold pieces weighs a pound. So if ort weighs 240 pounds, it's 12,000 gold pieces.
That's a solid payment. We've I mean, what's the
It actually sounds like at the level you guys are at, it sounds a lot better than it is.
yeah.
But It's solid and
It's like one
$1.2
really good
million is basically what,
plus some
Don't worry.
political
Oh, yeah.
leverage, which I think that's totally reasonable.
I mean, the political leverage is the main, like, your
For me,
deal. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I didn't wanna.
And Mirak would not take a cut of that gold for that reason.
So do you think it might be a good idea to try to work out the issues with Uhtred's in-laws first, like get them to curry favor and then go do this? Or do that when we get back?
You still have three, like if you sleep tonight, do this tomorrow, you still have 3 more days before and things don't move fast with dwarves. So giving Cisnelda like a day or two to smooth things over might at least a day or two.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it would be better for Fiznella to try to smooth things over, and Uhtred returns and bombastically proclaims that he has done a great service to the Dane. Not going into detail, just being like, I've met the Dane and served him. I have his favor. Show it that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is it-
cool.
spend time with Pat. Uh-huh.
Speaking of, as the seneschal is walking you to the suite of rooms that you're going to be staying in, he says, "Would you like me to send a messenger to tell your father that you'll be spending the night here?"
Yes, please. I thought about that earlier.
He nods, and there's like a page that is attending the seneschal, and he tells the page to go and take care of that. And you're still like with, there's like an armed guard that's walking with you. You're all fairly certain that any one of you could kill them in a round and a half. But they take you to a room. It's a level further down. It's a level further down. It's on the center tier of the castle, and it is a common area with 8 rooms attached to it.
Okay.
Actually, let's say 6. 2 on each side.
So one,
That is
one
not
each.
the door to the corridor.
All right, cool.
And after taking you to the suite and showing you where you're going to be staying, he turns to Largo and says, "When will you be prepared to receive the Dane in this custom of yours?"
10 minutes.
Give him an hour.
Sounds great.
And
I'm cooking up a menu.
It's a dwarven alley.
So yeah, in this room there is most of the furniture. It's pretty sparsely furnished, but most of the furniture is stone with cushions on them. Similarly, when you go into the bedrooms, they are stone slabs with very nice, very soft bedding on top. But yeah, everything, there's not a lot of wood down here. Very little in the way of wood. There are a couple of pieces of furniture that are made out of wood, but it's not the standard fare.
Yeah. Okay.
Wood furniture only lasts a quarter of a dwarf's lifetime. So it's
yeah, I tell Largo all of the foods that dwarves like, and really try to make him not make a weird menu. That's all I do.
I spark up a fat spliff and see if Yanni wants to smoke now that he's sober.
I cast a wind wall around your little smoking area because I don't know the king's proclivities. So I'm like, go smoke inside. So it's kind of sweet. Your smell doesn't actually exit. It's just fucking
You hotbox it.
It's a dank
Yeah.
hobbit knows. And does Yanni want to smoke now that he's sober? You don't have the
No.
money on your back, so you can just like do this and it's fun and it's not like a big deal.
No,
And
thank you, Bortleby.
It's an herb. It's a plant. It comes from the earth. You were hooked on like, you weren't hooked on board shit, man. This was just buffing the edges off. You were hooked on Largo and fucking Mirak shit. Okay.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
were hooked on
Gone down
the
an intense.
Dwarven hallucinogenic mushrooms and whatever wild potions that magic had conjured up. This is straight hobbit like medicine. Okay.
Okay, compelling argument. And I would say, you know, if we were not meeting dwarven royalty, perhaps.
Very fair counterpoint.
Yeah, dude, but you're like a monk and you're hella weird. So like maybe you wanna, like chill.
I'm the chillest while not on psychedelic drugs.
It's tight. It's not psychedelic. It's just.
I say, Board, go into your wind room and smoke your drugs. Leave Yanni alone.
Mhm. All right, Bork goes into his wind room and gets weird all by himself. Now I'm the weird guy. Wait.
Yeah, hang on in the room.
I'll like put my hand on one side of the wind wall if you want to like have a moment in the wind glass. We can.
Have fun not eating all 7 courses.
So it's like that. Okay.
Mhm.
Or just wants a friend.
Bort, we are friends.
Yeah.
In the common area, there is sort of an area with some
Exhaust.
and drink. And there's 2 casks. Most of the food seems to be different sort of dried things, some dried meat, some dried mushrooms. Does seem to be some dried fruit of some kind that you have trouble identifying. And then there is a pitcher of slightly yellowish water.
Okay. I smell the slightly yellowish water.
It has no odor.
Okay, cool. It's not, I don't think it's pee, guys.
It's great. We're just hanging out waiting for the Dane and his boys to go to Largo's Mage's Magic Mansion. Yeah.
I'm ready with the courses. I'm just trying to make this puppy go pee. He just took a big sip of water and he's not really wanting to go outside. So I put him outside and then he didn't pee. So that's what I'm dealing with. But I can tell you what the tower contains.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just dealing with a
If
9-week-old here. So I asked Petrus.
he's not here.
It's just me.
Well, Mirak, I consult you to say, hey, what kind of fare do you think would be expected? Do you know anything about regalness, or should we just kind of have fun with a dwarven theme?
I give you anything I know from food I've observed while we're here, food I've eaten as a dwarven child, and just my experiences with nobility, which are all the same that you've had. But like, I'm not from here, so like, I'm kind of an outsider with a slightly better edge on this than you.
Well, all right. Course 1 is a salad made with spinach and
Let me inform you based on, since that actually told you nothing.
yeah.
Like Aaron told Trevor nothing. What would be kind of standard fare for dwarves in Cass would be a heavily mushroom based diet.
Okay.
With some tubers and some different meats. There's a cave boar, and what was it, the Manush?
Yeah. something like
Marush,
that. Like a
Morush,
worm meat.
Morush or something.
Oh,
There's
worm
like these
meat,
big,
yeah.
thick worms that are cultivated, then ground
Yeah, I remember that.
for meat, which would not be something that you would expect on a Royals table. That is, it's not bad. It's just,
Common food.
Royals, yeah, it's common food. It's not royal food. Royal food would be, different roasts and meats, and there's some cave fish that can be prepared in different ways. They still have a fondness for mushrooms and tubers. You're kind of looking at these dried fruits that are in the sweet common area that you don't recognize. But there is also some bread in here, which is kind of surprising. But you're getting the impression that some surface foods would be considered a delicacy or an extravagance. But from everything that Mirox told you, you're not hearing a single instance of a green vegetable.
Okay, so no green vegetables.
Yeah, all that being said, I think Miracle would say like
Like you're starting off with spinach is like
meats, tubers, potatoes, things like that, breads, hearty foods, but let's give them stuff from the surface that still checks those dwarven boxes. Look at the stuff Uhtred's into. Let's do that.
Okay. So we start out, and Largo's one of Largo's favorite things is a nice, just the first course is just a big, thick sourdough rye bread slice with just wonderful 100% fat butter, and just like toasted with a little bit of sea salt.
okay.
And then the second course is a giant mutton leg on roasted beets. The third course is a Cornish game hen like animal, sandwiched between two flank steaks. And course 3 would be I'm forgetting ortolan. Course 3 is ortolan.
This is 4, around 4 now.
4 is ortolan. Course 5 is like an illusory like hog that's like going like this, but it's made out of like real ham hocks, and you got to go up and like dodge the arms and like grab a ham hock. And then I'm trying here, they're fighty, everyone's wearing armor. Course 6 would be, would be like a burger, with like lovely toasted bread. It's more like a patty melt. I'm gonna put some lettuce on there, and some green onion as like a extravagance. And then the next course would be just straight up ice cream. And then up at the top, there is just the most lovely strawberry tarts.
Okay, your ice cream was 7.
Then also up at the top, there is just whipped cream floating around that you need to grab with your mouth, and then eat, a tart on top of that and squish it all down. And I'm looking at the Dane for approval the entire time.
Sure, you won't get it.
I make tears to wine, and I make a very fine, dark, powerful dwarven beer. Like I'm thinking like a quad. You're really
Okay.
like it's an occasion.
All right. Course 1 is well received. Course 2, strong positive. Surprised that there's a course 3 after the leg of mutton and beets. That was the main course.
That's where we always use
and at this point, it's Uhtred who's like, "Oh no,
yeah.
we're not even close."
Yeah.
Yeah. Dane eats 2 of the Cornish game hen and some of the flank steak, but seems really excited about the fowl. There's not a lot of birds underground. It's very tender, juicy meat. What the fuck is ortolan?
Ortolan is like where you roast a small bird whole and then eat it bones and all, and it cuts the inside of your mouth and adds to the flavor. And you have to cover your head in a handkerchief out of the shame. It's a French delicacy that is illegal.
Okay.
I'm skipping that one.
Yeah.
Or is just stuffing these into the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hurt me.
Yeah, no,
Party.
all of the dwarves, the Dane, the Seneschal, and the Royal Guard are all pigging out on these. The dancing hog made of ham hocks. Everyone just kind of stares at it, and Uhtred goes over and just like pulls off a bunch and throws it on the table in front of everybody.
Yeah.
Because that's not well received.
Yeah, just a little weird, Hey, I mean, we're doing well.
They're not quite sure what to do with the cheeseburgers. They give them a try. Something just seems off about it. It might be the ground meat is reminding them of the Mirage, and they're just not thrilled. They give it a try. No one's a big fan of the ice cream. It's too sweet.
Huh. I thought that was a slam dunk.
The whipped cream and tarts is slightly better received. The pastry is more their speed than just like sugar milk. And some of the guards have a fun like smacking the whipped cream out of the air with the tart to get the whipped cream out of the tart. The Dane like does it once and he's done. He's not thrilled with the presentation and some of this weirder shit.
Sure.
And then afterwards he goes back down and has some more Cornish game hen and a couple more of the ortolan. But yeah,
I'm not gonna ask him to swing with me.
You don't want to swing with the Dane?
No, that would just be a little bit too much. I mean, Largo's like, he's like, I'm zany. Would you like to take part in that? But he's not gonna ask a fucking monarch to swing on the astral plane with him.
You're lost, dude. When else are you gonna get the chance?
I do say, I will be swinging if anyone wants to join me, and then I float up.
I'm just hanging out with Dave, making sure he feels comfortable.
Is Gary in attendance?
no.
Here's a fucking shit.
Gary.
I don't know.
He's a black plane.
Yeah, I know, but come on.
So yeah, you host the Dane, you have a nice meal, and he leaves after maybe an hour and a half of enjoying your hospitality with the Seneschal and the Royal Guard. And the Seneschal says, would you like to see the forge before you retire for the evening, or do you want to take that on in the morning?
So I think we want to check it out this evening on a meta level. It's 10:45, so I think that'd be a good place to pick up maybe next session is like checking it out, making a plan, and then going. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree with you, but like in game, definitely in the evening for spell reasons.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, I mean, checking it out isn't going to take a lot of time. You have an idea of what spells or what things you want to cast or do?
I would cast. I just want to know like knowledge points. I think that's what I would do. I don't know about Largo.
All right. Well, I'm going to put this on the table just so that I have a recording of it. And
Oh shit. It's happening.
Yeah, that reminds me of the room where we fought the skeleton pirate lady.
Okay, so you're taken down here. The doors are opened, and you can see there is a sort of shimmering, kind of like the heat warping effect you see over a road on a hot day, but it's angular. It's not wavy. It seems to be happening in lines or in sharp relief. With detect magic, arcane sight, or whatever, you do sense strong magic auras coming from the threshold, and the seneschal takes this round, sort of brownish organic thing. It kind of looks like maybe a potato, but with like a single stem as opposed to multiple eyes. And he throws it through the doorway, and it goes into the room, and it turns into an apple and then an orange, and then it hits the ground and splatters like a broken egg. He says, "That's for inanimate objects. From the records, dwarves going in did not instantly turn into something else, but it's just an illustration of the sort of danger you might be walking into." You can see in the room, Black Anvil is sitting there in the middle of the room. There are, everything looks fairly common and normal, and you can see that there is a forge on the far end of the room that seems to be, in function, like lit up, burning. Which, if this happened several hundred years ago, so with knowledge planes, it is somehow crossing over adjacent to the maelstrom. The very nature of that is something that you're not sure what all the ramifications are. Even if you were extremely well versed in the maelstrom, you would just expect that you didn't know what exactly you would have to deal with, because that is the nature of the chaos present there. And Largo and Mira, give me perception checks.
I would have cast Arcane Sight and True Seeing.
Do you have the components for True Seeing?
Shit. No, I don't. So just Arcane Sight. So what, 10, sorry, 23.
Okay. In examining the room and in seeing with some sort of magical assistance, once or twice you catch a silhouette or some sort of shape that strikes you as vaguely humanoid, vaguely reptilian, something moving around on the other side. You both see it and kind of discuss if that was something that you actually saw, or if you were imagining it. And Mirak, give me a knowledge planes check.
Natural 20.
Wow, look at you, dude.
That's going to be a 61.
This fucking guy.
20.
You are fairly certain that silhouette that you saw belongs to a protean, and not just any protean, but specifically a Kekatar. Proteans are basically the angels of the maelstrom. They are native to that plane, and they warp the reality around them as part of their existence. Kekatars are extremely powerful proteans. Hard to draw direct connections, but perhaps on the level of a solar, if you're thinking about angels. And it would have, basically, if it hits you, it has a chance of changing your reality, warping the weave itself and affecting you.
Yeah. Dude, I'm an expert about the philosophy of the weave.
Largo is?
Yeah, well, Largo, that's what his 100 level college class is on. The philosophy of the weave.
He's not an expert on physics. He's an expert on the philosophy of the application of physics.
Yeah.
I literally took that class in college.
He knows how not ready he is.
So yeah, you are aware that it is no joke.
There he is.
What?
Just a little late.
Oh shit.
Just a little late.
A little late. We're wrapping up.
Never doubted you.
Look at that
There
guy.
he
Look at
is.
that
He
boy.
made it. Oh my god. The nature boy.
The hacksaw Jim Duggan, baby.
Ah.
Hey,
Oh.
Otis.
Oh, and the nature dog.
You got into a bar fight with your father-in-law.
Yeah,
You-
are y'all done playing? Continue on. I'd love to listen, but if not, I'm super.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No, we were just talking about wrapping it up.
Okay. How did Stoneball go?
We didn't play
We
Stoneball.
didn't play any Stoneball yet.
I beat the shit out of your brothers-in-law, so
All of them.
all two of them.
Fuck some dudes up pretty consistently.
Did Uhtred kill anyone?
No, you hugged your father-in-law and told him to stop being mean to you for most of the fight.
Huh.
Uh-huh. You did.
See, this is what happens when you don't make it.
No, yeah, totally. Hey. I'm looking forward to the video tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll know if you watched it.
Might not be tomorrow, but oh, yeah.
Mhm.
What do you mean you'll know? Wait, hold on. Back to Largo. What was that?
We'll just watch the amount of watches that tick up on YouTube. We already talked about that. We'll watch the amount of, we'll see how many times it's been viewed and we'll know.
Yeah.
Okay, because I do watch them.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. There's a lot of those videos that have 0 watches.
Yeah.
Otis Brodus.
He's a guy.
There he goes.
Okay, so yeah, the Mirok, you get a very clear idea that what you're going to go up against, could actually turn you into that ball of meat that they turn to stone as a mercy.
Or a Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Yeah, or it could be just super tight.
So next week, Uhtred, we have to fight Angels of Chaos to save a dwarven anvil of the king of all of the dwarves.
We have to fight an angel?
We have to fight some kind of chaos angels.
Let's get our Paladin Otis in there.
Right. So angels are in heaven, demons are in hell, well, devils are in hell. This is what is in the chaos version. So heaven is the good version, hell is the evil version, this is the chaos version.
Okay.
The version are, they're all called outsiders, and the outsiders from the maelstrom are called proteans.
It's the infinite improbability drive from Douglas Adams. You could be a duck by the end of this. You
That-
could be a lemon. You could be a gin and tonic, like by the end of this thing.
You could be a bulldog.
Why not? Wearing
Hey,
Crocs and
Mirok,
sunglasses.
do we have like protection from energy chaos? Is that a spell option? Do we have in our repertoire?
No, you can't. It doesn't work like that. Chaos is
Sweet.
Yeah, you actually could turn into a duck. That's something that could happen.
We're
Okay.
doomed.
cool.
What if I'm like a badass kung fu duck though?
Like Howard the Duck,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ninja Duck.
Yeah, no, it's,
Probably
yeah,
not.
you guys are in the danger zone of challenge ratings. Shit can do fucked up stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. We're all gonna die.
Right at that level. Shit could go down.
I think we all died yet in this group?
Not Yanni.
Some of us have killed.
That tickled me. I have not died yet, so I imagine I'm due for one.
Has Uhtred died?
I don't
No,
think
Crossed over to purgatory, but he was alive when he did
he's
it.
been like.
I was gonna say Uhtred hasn't died.
Yeah, you've never been like fucking dead. It's really just Bort, Mirok, and Marco.
Abaddon, however, right off
Uhtred
the
has never died, but he spent the most time in the afterlife.
yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
I would have died had Uhtred not took that kamikaze explosion to the face.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Eviscerated.
Mhm.
That was pretty cool of that character to do that.
Yeah, what a stand-up guy.
Well, hey, I missed the session, guys. Glad I could.
Oh, good.
Good
come
to
in at
see
the end. Huh?
Yeah.
It was for a seafood boil that I spent way too much money to go to.
We've all been there.
Did you get your money's worth?
Oh, and Ross, or should I say Bort? I did.
Well, from now on, make sure you check the date and make sure it's not a Tuesday.
Well, yeah. It's just my own nepotence. I
So
apologize.
remember, the T in Tuesday is not to do two things that day. It's only for one thing.
Well, it's Fat Tuesday, and I've been gaining a little weight.
Alrighty. Well, I'm sure we all needed that at the end of the session recording.
And scene.
It's C.
There it is.
Uh,
Button.
Have fun with that trip, by the way, or whatever you had.